I'm a sovereign citizen, dude. What's happening, guys? I'm a sovereign citizen from Israel. I know all about the gold fringe and how fraudulent it is.
They hit me with a really strong dose of OC spray.
I want to speak to you, dead soldiers, now! I know the laws, buddy, and I'm waiting for you to do something wrong so I can sue you to pulpit.
I pay for that uniform, I pay for that car, I'm the taxpayer, right?
That guy just
wow.
Oh no, I'm here. I was furiously trying to mute my watch page because I was getting an echo. I was like, why am I hearing it twice? So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, tech issues is my game. So hi everybody. As you all know, I'm a dumb head, so I decided to get 3 smart people to come on with me. We're going to point and laugh at some old school sovereign citizens. You know, all of us know all the new ones, but we have a true novice with us in the form of Natalie, who's not a novice at law, as I understand, and she'll tell us her resume real fast. But I'm sure she does not know some of these old schools sovereign citizens.
Oh boy. Okay.
So glad she's on camera so we can watch the cringe in real time. Also,
there's nothing wrong with React's channels. That's why they exist.
Right. Oh well, she does react. I've been watching her stuff.
Yeah, but I'm new to the reaction world.
Yeah, I saw your the one you just put out a couple hours ago. I was watching it just a little bit ago with I want to say Chris Rock, which makes me a giant racist. God. The short guy, what's his name? That you just did the video.
But I talked about Chris Rock in the video, so it's not.
You did.
I have no point for that.
His picture was in the thumbnail too, so yeah. I'm half racist. So
only a little bit. Only semi-racist. Right.
Also, this live stream is also an open call out to any sovereign citizen or First Amendment auditor who would like to just ask us for the link, and you can have it. We already had one guy who said, "Hey, can I come on?" What the hell is his name? Luck Foyers or something like that.
Yeah.
And he has my email address, so I'm checking my email. If he emails me, I'll send him back the link, and then we'll have him on, and he can come talk to us about how he's a fake lawyer.
Well, I do want to point out just real quick that I've been in contact with Rogue Nation. He said he wanted to speak with me, so that'll be interesting. We can get something.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I got an email also earlier today from let me look at, I don't want to screw his name up. I'm looking at my email now. Luck Foyers Institute. Let me send him back the link. Here we go.
They always do that.
Yeah, he seems to charge people for what I can only interpret as a layperson as attorney's fees for his advice. Let me get the link here real fast. I apologize, everybody. I'm doing this on the fly, but I don't want to leave him out if he wants to come on and have his, what is it, Res Rhetoric says, have his views held up to scrutiny?
Something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something like that. So let's do this and go here, reply, paste. And good sir, you have the link. So what was I saying? The person, Rowdy Podcast, he emailed me earlier, said he was interested in coming on, and then he said he couldn't. So we'll take that as we may. But let's go around the room real fast. Everybody say who you are and kind of give us a little rundown, and then we'll start with the person that I know the best, a guy that I've talked to a bit and have done some collaboration with. Artie, say hi.
Hello.
Okay, thanks, Artie. OPT lawyer.
Okay. I see how this night's gonna start. All right, fine. No, it's cool. It's cool.
I thought you were done. Go ahead.
This guy right here. Hello. Let me start over again. This is Artie from Artie's Corporate Fiction. Thank you for having me on, Schrodinger, though I don't know if I should thank you anymore because of that rude intro. But most of you guys know I do a lot of live streams. That's my main thing, talking about court hearings. I am an attorney licensed in New Jersey, New York for the last 10 years. And that is the name of the game. So if you want to see me do my own reacts, do my own breakdowns of sovereign citizens in court, because that's usually my favorite thing, that's what I do. So thank you guys, but thank you again for having me on.
Excellent. OPT lawyer, a guy that is no stranger in this community. Tell us who you are and why you're here and what we're going to look at tonight.
Thanks. Thank you so much. I've been licensed to practice law since 2007. My main practice focused on criminal defense work, and that elevated to appellate work. About 2008, really, until I became a judicial staff attorney. So now I have kind of like experience in like all parts of law, which is really fun. But I don't really know how I got involved with the community outside of I just started talking to people, and people are like, "Hey, you sound kind of intelligent. Let me talk to you." So thanks for having me on. As always, this is really fun. This is really cool, and I'm interested to see how quickly my brain melts.
Yes, this stuff will melt your brain. Natalie, you just came onto my radar here a few months ago, and I immediately jumped on and said, "Hey, we gotta pull you into the fold and melt your brain down a little bit," which we fully intend to do tonight. I know a little bit about your resume, but I'll let you say it yourself.
Sure. Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm a criminal defense attorney. I've been an attorney for 10 years now. It'll be 11 years next year. Wow. I did a little bit of stint as a workers' compensation attorney. I'm licensed in the state of Maryland, but my heart has been in criminal defense, so I went back to that. And I work mostly on felony jury trial cases. So I represent people in things like homicides and rapes, those type of cases. Nice. I got into sovereign citizen cases through my husband, actually. He was watching them like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, "What are you watching? What is this?" And he said, "Oh, it's these people that think that, they can just do whatever they want, And I'd seen them in court a few times. They usually have refused my services, and they're usually not at the level where I would represent them anyway. It's usually for, traffic infractions and things like that. Very rarely would I see any of them in court. We know when they start their spiel, and most people just close their ears and go on to the next thing. So I started diving in, and then I said, I'm going to react to one of these. And I think it was the first one I watched on my own, I reacted to. And it's been a couple of weeks since I did that, and it's kind of been off to the races since then.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, we have been joined by our panelist who has to come on. But first, let me, for the sake of everyone who doesn't know who I am, I'm Schrodinger's cat. My legal experience extends to helping my cellmate write his appeal, many, many years ago, and before I got parole. I'm just kidding. I'm a retired Navy officer. My education is in electrical engineering, and I have a master's degree in management. I know very, very little about the law, but I know bullshit when I see it, and I love bringing it to everybody who, by all accounts, likes watching my videos for some unknown reason. But you guys keep watching, and I'll keep bringing you the stupid, as I like to say on my channel. Before we get to our new friend, let's hear from the voice of God himself. Dave, plug the hell out of yourself and what you do, and maybe we can get you some more business.
Well, I run these live shows. People give me lists of stuff that they want to put up and general plan for a show. They come up with a set, and I put the pieces together. So we got some entertainment tonight set up in the future here, and we're gonna have some fun with these videos, I think.
All right, let me give you a better endorsement than that. If you want to do live streams and you got no idea what you're doing, you send all the raw pieces to Dave. You send him the video links that you want to do. You tell, kind of a roundabout way, and then all you have to do is show up and start talking. He does the rest. I could not do this without Dave, and he does it for very, very reasonable costs. And go ahead, Dave, and put your information in the chat, and from there, we'll go new guy. I don't know, Luck Falkers or however. Tell us who you are and why you're here and what you're all about.
My name is Jay Shore, and I'm actually just a guy who got tired of fighting the system and wanted to learn how to do it better. I really don't believe in the legal industry. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who are very proficient at using it, but I am a guy who just, for my own reasons, I can't trust it anymore. And I don't claim to be a sovereign citizen. Don't really, I don't really know where I fit in to this. I actually agree with you on a lot of the things you present. So, I'll just put my 2 cents in where I can and try to be level-headed about it. How about that?
Sounds fair enough. I'm sure we'll have some interesting talk. But I want to get into at least, some of the videos so that we can get Natalie and drag her into the deep waters and see how she does. But first, it looks like I have a new channel member. I appreciate all of the super chats and everything, and we're going to get to each and every one of them, but forgive me if it takes a while because I can only watch so many screens. Jen and Toxin, thank you for being a new channel member. Thank you very much. And then there was a super chat up here. There we go. Ed2276 for $5 says, where's the raw meat? I mean, frauditors for the attorneys to chew on. We're going to do that right now. I sent Dave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. I say we just go full retard, not to be offensive, and go with Marcel.
A little late for that, right? You just
Right.
Yeah, let's not use any derogatory terms.
It's sort of like when I was in the Navy and somebody would say, sir, with all due respect. And I knew the next thing out of that person's mouth was going to be some disrespectful shit.
Right.
You don't just
one
put
of George
sir.
Carlin's swears.
Yeah, you don't just put sir in front of it and then we're all good.
Should I tell them the title of the video before we start it?
Absolutely. It'll hold not a candle to the actual content, but yeah.
Correct.
Wet their whistle a little.
The title of the video is Masks, Murdered Children. Winnipeg School Division. Liability
we
notice.
Go right straight into it, aren't we?
Call all schools doing this.
I already know who this is.
We all know who this is.
Yeah.
That title?
Natalie doesn't.
It's obvious.
I have no idea.
Oh,
this is going to be so good.
Oh,
This
no.
is going to be so good.
Natalie, I don't know if you
Yes.
drink, but if you have, you drink it if you got it.
I bought a bottle of wine to make sauce with. I may just have to go grab it.
So,
just look at his face. His
yes.
face tells you everything. All right, let's do this, Dave.
All right, here we go. I'm sorry in advance.
It is September 17th, Thursday at 10:03 a.m. I'm providing notice to the Winnipeg School Division in regards to masks suffocating children and making them really sick, and I'm going to educate them that they're liable. Yeah.
At any time, just yell pause, and we'll pause so you can throw in your 2 cents.
I have a question.
Okay.
Does he have children in the school system that he's calling and bothering?
No.
As far
No.
as we know, no.
No. As far as I can tell, he's estranged from everyone in his life.
Oh.
And Dave, you may want to skip ahead maybe like a minute or so, because I think there's some dead time in there. Oh, welcome, Cat Nat, new channel member.
Is self-governed. Yes, who am I speaking with? Sorry. Hi, I was asking who you are. Samantha. Hi, Samantha. My name is Marcel of the Family Bassett. I'm phoning from Peacemaker Society. We're a self-governing society. We're experts in private law now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
Keep going.
Go on.
Natural law, unalienable rights, unincorporated rights separate from the corporate system, which you guys are. The reason I'm phoning is I was wondering, are you guys in charge of mandating the masks for the kids? Because it actually causes hypoxia. They're being suffocated. There's Dr. Rashid Buttar and LondonReal.tv. They all talk about it in depth with experts.
Okay, Dr. Rashid Buttar, I did a video on this, so I've already done the background on this guy. He has been multiple times sanctioned by the ethics board and the medical board for peddling basic woo science.
You
just wanted to throw that in there. Yeah, no, shocker. Drink. All right, let's go.
Can't believe it.
From around the world. So I'm wondering who is implementing that policy. If it's you guys, I'm going to be calling the schools individually because each agent is personally liable for violating international law and human rights as a corporation for doing that. So I'm just wondering if you guys are the ones making those policy decisions or who does that. And just so you know, you're fully liable for working there because when you guys are willfully negligent, you step off your insurance bond, and this notice is being recorded, and we are a private law firm. So
we got to pause. We got to pause now.
Can I say something?
Sure.
We got to pause.
Please, hold
There's because already there's a lot to
that was
unpack
a lot
there.
to unpack in that statement. But go ahead.
Yeah. All right, one at a time, please. Go ahead, Artie.
You sounded like you needed to ask.
Okay, yeah.
That's the question.
She's chomping at the bit. Go ahead, Natalie. I see the confusion.
So he wants to hold teachers personally liable for his made-up theory that the masks are causing children hypoxia.
Each and every one of them.
I think it's just somebody who works there.
Yeah, it's probably like the secretary, like the old lady at the front desk.
Yeah, an administrator or something.
Yeah, like in her personal capacity. What money does he think? What standing does he have to sue the school where he doesn't have any children?
He doesn't.
He gets into that. He gets into that.
This is Canada. He's Canadian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Winnipeg.
You still need standing. My God.
See, the whole idea that somehow she even if there was something to this, and there isn't, how does she lose their sovereign immunity? I assume Canada has some level of sovereign immunity on the same level as the municipalities here in the States. So how do they lose their sovereign immunity in that regard to begin with? But again, he starts off with a false premise in that the Winnipeg school system and Winnipeg itself are all private entities, therefore they wouldn't have sovereign immunity to begin with. That's where a lot of these guys start off with, is on a false premise, and build on that with even more false premises.
Agreed. Luck has something to say. Hold 1 second, because I know I did hear you, and I was going to get to you. Let me read a couple super chats, and then you have the floor right after.
Cool.
Okay, let me go over here. Rogue Angel thanks SC. I'm assuming that means Schrodinger's cat and not South Carolina. And COFR9M Australia, thanks for saving my mind. I don't know who the second person is. Oh, Schrodinger and Company. Oh, Jesus. From Australia, thanks for saving my mind. You're welcome that we saved your mind, and now we're going to break it. Richard Setford for, I think that's 5 pounds. It's just 1 a.m. in the UK. Oh, look at me. It is the UK, so it's a pound. I'm sitting in a field freezing my spuds off. This is making it all worthwhile. Thanks. You are welcome. We're always happy. And then Charm City, thank you for being a new channel member. All right, Luck, good sir. Happily and eagerly awaiting your rebuttal.
First of all, I used to be this guy. I mean, I'm going to be vulnerable here because otherwise
you were in the Navy?
No, not in the Navy. This guy was in the Navy. The guy that the video's on.
Oh no! Oh God, no! You meant that guy.
No,
I thought you were talking about me. Look how conceited I am.
The video, Marcel.
Marcel. Okay, go ahead.
I used to throw out a lot of things that were cut and paste and hype because I was frustrated with the system and didn't know how to deal with it. And that's the thing with when you're going through, and I'm not blaming the system for all of my trauma, but when I'm going through trauma and I'm trying to fight my own battle and I can't find a lawyer who's going to take the case and I'm in court, I'm looking for anything I can grab a hold of that makes me feel like I have a chance. And this guy sounds like he has just grabbed the whole bowl of soup and thrown it up against the wall to see what sticks. I appreciate Natalie for saying standing, because if a guy didn't have kids in school, why is he calling? Yeah. And I want to say this. I'm an ADA advocate. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, I heard the whole thing with blind justice.
Okay, so
I mean, and I mean that in air quotes, giant air quotes, blind justice.
Sure. Okay, so I do want to say that I've helped several people that, and myself, I knew that I was going to have to face this mask issue when we first went into it. And I can't really get into the I don't want to go deep in my trauma. Hell, I'll start fucking crying on the chat here. But I'm helping a guy, for instance, in Florida that was nearly drowned by his kid brother when he was a child. And the mask issue just causes him to go in extreme panic. And I don't know how you deal with that, but he's got a psychiatrist letter saying that he's precluded from wearing a mask because of PTSD. And so there are people that cannot do this. I mean, and people who have been raped or whatever, there are a lot of different variables that could play into it. But I'm not saying this guy has any rights at all to ask for masks to be removed from his kids or anybody else's kids. I'm just saying there are people, and it's really a struggle to have everybody say just wear a mask when there are some people who just cannot.
Well, I know I personally never said that like there isn't those cases. The only issue I ever have is the people who clearly, like, at least outwardly don't really have those issues, and they're clearly doing it just to like piss off everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, I think in this context, we're not talking about people who do have documented medical histories that would preclude them from wearing a mask. We're talking about this guy, Marcel, who in other videos claims that the general mandate, again, with exceptions are going to be there. The general mandate in and of itself is like a war crime. Like, and those are his words.
Yeah,
he's way over the line.
Yeah. So I think the idea is, and a lot of issues that people have is that in other videos where you have folks recording themselves trying to go to grocery stores and saying, I'm exempt from wearing a mask, this and that. Oftentimes, when push comes to shove and the store owner says you can't be here, they end up dropping the facade, as it were, and talk about the whole thing is fake. It's all a hoax.
Yeah,
and then
it's all a hoax. Yeah.
It was never really about them actually having a medical history. It was to try and press their luck and trying to get in without wearing a mask at all.
Yeah, and it is funny that all of a sudden, when this whole mask thing happened, all of a sudden, every First Amendment auditor and every sovereign citizen all of a sudden have all these medical conditions to a man. And when he says, okay, mask causes hypoxia, my good friend and fellow content creator, Team Skeptic, did a 2-hour live stream wearing a mask and an O2 sat monitor, and his O2 sat did not change. Masks do not cause hypoxia, but I would love to watch some more Marcel right now, unless OPT, you didn't get a chance to speak.
Oh no. I mean, Natalie hit it right in the head. He's got he has no legal standing to even say this in the first place. I don't even know how we get from, oh, you work there, so you basically like lose like the protection of the entity you work for and now are personally liable just because you work there.
Right.
One question I'd like to ask is, if this guy's holding somebody liable, what law is he holding them liable to if he says that
he gets into that?
He'll get into that.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we have 400 people watching, by the way, everybody. Thanks.
Holy crap. Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Dave, if you'd be so kind.
Which is a corporate Manitoba Education, there who are directing you guys. Okay, do you have a phone number for them by chance? I could probably just search that, hey? Okay, within that, you guys are still noticed as well, so I would encourage you, Law of Agent, to go ahead. Can I just leave you the information references? Because I'm really not trying to come at you guys. I'm more concerned that the kids are going to be dead in a year or two from other sicknesses because they're breathing their own carbon dioxide every day.
You're all going to die within a year or two.
Murdering your children.
It's not a thing.
Oh my God. How is this real?
Yeah. Oh, it gets even more real. Just wait.
Oh, it does. It does.
Oh, boy.
No, I'm giving it to you, Samantha. You are being noticed. Can you write this down, please, and you pass it along? That's your job. I know you work there and you're fully liable. Okay, we're going after you. That's $1 million. You just cost yourself $1 million, and you're going to be
okay. All right.
$1 million, bitch.
Right there. Stop. Hold on.
Got him.
You want to write this down? Or do you want me to go after you?
Pause. Okay.
$1 million, just like that.
Yeah. So, in case you're wondering, he didn't say anything. He's just like $1 million. Like, there's no. I can guarantee you, in this entire country and in Canada, there's no statute that's just going to be like, oh yeah, now you owe everybody $100.
Notice the man default, bam.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to see something that's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, you lose, you owe this $1 million by statute. Not a thing. Not going to happen. Just saying.
Oh, if only it were that easy. I mean, if somebody bangs a shopping cart into your car, that's like way worse. I can't just jump out of my car and be like, that's $1 million, bitch.
Well, you can. It would make for a good YouTube video.
Right.
Yes, it would.
It would.
Exactly.
All right. Anybody got anything else before we go on? Because it gets worse.
No, that's just crazy.
Personally.
Dave, more pain.
Within law. Peacefully, but financially, and make it
Right.
bondable anywhere in the legal system again.
Oh, see, he's crazy, but he's not that crazy.
No, they're all employees, so we're fucking Nazis. Write this down, bitch. Okay, I'm going after you. I'm having a private investigator get me your home address. I'm putting your photo public. You just fucked yourself.
Just a moment too soon.
LondonRealTV. Bitch, I'll fucking do more than take a tone with you. You want to be arrested with common law fucking police, bitch? I'm going after your whole life, bitch.
So
this guy goes from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds flat.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's his problem. He goes from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds.
That's his problem?
Among others.
Right.
I have a theory, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So I think right before he switched it up and went Super Saiyan on them, he had already hung up the phone.
So I actually thought that too the first time I saw it. I was like, she's probably hung up already.
Yeah.
It's like going off right now.
Absolutely. He like was doing that for his viewers. Because he said peacefully, you know, because he was gonna throw that line between I'm threatening you with civil action. I'm not going to come over there and beat your ass. And then right after that, he's like, I'm going to get you, beat you. Like, wow, where'd that come from?
Exactly. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh.
At first, I thought this was a parody, like this wasn't a real dude. His channel is 10 years old.
Oh yeah. No, I read his website. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So have I. I've gone to his website, and I remember going to where he claims that the Canadian government recognizes them.
Yeah.
And all it was a transcript of him in a misdemeanor case, and the prosecutor, as in passing, mentioned that he's the leader of this group.
I knew that's what it was going to be.
An acknowledgement of their legitimacy.
I knew that's what it was going to be. He said that. I'm like, you got to be telling me that just means somebody said his name once. It's
yes.
Like, oh, they recognize
that's exactly what it is. It's a transcript. And the prosecutor just mentioned in passing that he's the leader of this group. Like, okay.
It's sort of like when the Moors point to the friendship treaty with Morocco, and they're like, see, we're actual real Moors.
Right.
Like, no, you're just some dude.
No.
But there's more to this video. He calls another school after this. You may have to skip ahead like a minute or so, Dave. Notice he never puts it on speakerphone, which is kind of telling.
Oh yeah.
It isn't until his later videos that you actually hear who's on the other line, and he gets mad when she said that. Oh, I'm gonna hang up now. It's like,
I remember
that's
that.
when he gets triggered. That was his trigger.
And he's got a flip phone, which leads me to believe that he just has a ton of burner phones laying around.
God, he has to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he claimed to be on Winnipeg's Most Wanted, so.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's how they recognize him.
Right.
Well, Marcel Bissett is not his real name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No. Somebody emailed me his real name. It starts with a Z. His last name. Or he's Canadian, so it starts with a Z.
It's in the transcript. It's in the transcript. I forget what it is, but it does start with a Z.
Z.
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Right.
Ready. Yes, who am I speaking with, please?
He's got another phone right there.
Hi there, Shelley. My name's Marcel, the family Bissett. I'm calling from Peacemaker Society. We're a competent law jurisdiction government here in Canada, recognized by the legal system. The reason I'm phoning is the students are being ordered to wear masks. I'm just phoning to give some information as well as notice liability. This is all being recorded. LondonReal.tv. If you maybe want to jot that down. And there's Dr. Rashid Buttar. There's experts around the world speaking to this that are outside the corporate system. And basically, the masks cause hypoxia. They're breathing in their own carbon dioxide. And it's also... Sure, please. Yeah, Shelley. No problem. Just so you know, if you work there, you're fully liable for killing kids, and we're coming after all of you. So yeah, please put me through to whoever you want for a paycheck. Thanks.
This is harassment.
Yeah, no, yes.
In the course of conduct. Like, this is textbook harassment.
Yes, it is.
And you see how he goes right back to the script. I mean, he has it right down pat, you know?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I think he's on hold right now, and then he gets, like, maybe the assistant principal or something.
See, if I was to ask a lawyer any question about this guy, is what is he hoping to accomplish by announcing his family name like that? Like, I don't go around saying I'm David of the House Fulton. That's not how I announce myself. Like, that's ridiculous.
Artie can probably answer this better than I can, but it's some sort of loophole. They think if it's not like first name, last name, then it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, go Artie, because you know this better than I do.
It's an intent to disassociate themselves with their all caps fiction name. So you have it, Schrodinger. So for example, Schrodinger's cat, that's all in their, so they think that they can get out of associating themselves with their straw man by, putting in themselves like I'm Schrodinger of the family cat, and they think that somehow gets them out of the system and out of the liability and that their actual name is responsible for. It's part of the whole straw man thing.
That's an entire call. That's an entire video stream. I mean, it's the whole name thing.
Yeah,
It's
there are entire videos by sovereign citizens about how to dissociate yourself from your straw man name.
I've seen it in court. I didn't know what it meant, so I'm really glad that you guys explained that. I didn't know what they were talking about, and neither does the judge. No one knows what they're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, they don't at all.
Well, this is a free service that I offer, Natalie. There's no charge.
It's one of those funny things, It's like the guy comes in and says, like, "Are we under maritime admiralty jurisdiction?"
Oh yes.
And the judge is like, "Sir, you're here for a speeding ticket, and this is Denver, Colorado."
Yeah, a landlocked state. Real quick,
what do you think the answer is?
We got 2 super chats. Everybody's favorite person, Glober Mom, for $5. This seems to be like a Canadian Nathan Thompson. Oh God, I don't even know if Marcel is as repugnant as Nathan Thompson. He loves to call schools and harass people. Plus, he goes from 0 to 60 on a dime. Okay, Natalie, I know that you don't know who Nathan Thompson is. He's a flat earther who was recently arrested at an elementary school for screaming across the fence at the kids in the schoolyard and throwing flat earth flyers at them, telling them that their teachers were lying to them and that the earth is flat.
My God.
Yep. That happened.
That happened. Amongst many other things. He's a thoroughly horrible person. Next, another $5. I'm getting rich tonight. The Athens 619 for $5. In quotes, please stop masks. We're breathing in CO2. Meanwhile, let's ignore that we're breathing in without the masks. Yes, there's plenty of carbon dioxide just floating around in the atmosphere. Otherwise, we wouldn't have trees. And I think some of these sovereign citizens probably need to go apologize to a tree for sucking up all the oxygen that the rest of us could be breathing. And thank you, new channel member Rogue Angel. All right, where were we? More stupid?
Yes.
Yep, more stupid.
More stupid. Dave, please.
Thanks.
Seriously.
What could he have possibly been writing? Like,
Hi there, Ray.
notes to
My
self,
name's
remember to
Marcel,
breathe.
the Family Beset. I'm phoning from Peacemaker Society. We're a self-governing society in Canada under competent law jurisdiction. We're recognized by the legal system. I'm just phoning, doing a recorded notice. Basically, the mask that kids are wearing, we have a team of doctors from around the world. It causes hypoxia. They're breathing their own carbon dioxide. And that's far worse than any potential risk of any alleged COVID, which still hasn't even been proven. World Health Organization, that's funded and run by Bill Gates, who's also producing the vaccines. So I'm just phoning to give some references, basically, so you guys can educate yourselves just from the doctors and experts that are out there, aside from what's maybe being told to you guys. As much as I'm not happy about what's happening, I'm more concerned about the kids. So I'm not really trying to get into it with you guys right now. I was just wondering if you could just jot down a website and a couple things, and then I'm all good.
Plug, am I right?
This website that you want to go to is London Real, London like the city, REAL.TV. .TV. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're coming out with new ones all the time. I'm not a tech guy either. And then the doctor who speaks specifically to this is Dr. Rashid, RASHID, and then Buttar, BUTTAR. TTAR, like butter, but with an A. Yeah, exactly. And he has a bunch of other experts as well. He doesn't get into whether COVID's real or not. He just talks about the masks, why they're pretty ineffective, because it's like keeping a fly out of a chain link fence, just if for viruses. And then just the breathing the carbon dioxide makes people really sick, just because you're not flushing your own. You're not getting enough oxygen, basically. Surgeons go through the same thing. It's called hypoxia. It's like altitude sickness. And I'm just trying to give you guys.
You didn't have to pause out. Surgeons go through like 12-hour surgeries sometimes. They don't get hypoxia, for Christ's
I feel
sake.
like if that was something that would be known,
right?
That would be something to make note. Like you would have some sort of mark
like,
saying, "Hey, only wear masks for up to 4 to 5 hours," or something.
Yeah.
If you,
there would be like maybe a case study of a doctor that was doing surgery, and
I would like to believe that even my issues with government officials aside, that most of them aren't actively out there intending to
kill children.
They're all their children and citizens, right?
We have 500 people watching, by the way.
Oh wow!
I'm not wanting to get into it. I'm not wanting to get into it with you guys, but $1 million.
Yeah. No. It's not $1 million. It's $1 million, bitch.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Jody Fox, for the $3. Can't stop laughing. Your sarcasm keeps me sane. Sarcasm is my first language. 514 people watching, and that is not sarcasm. What do y'all got to say before we listen to this guy drone on?
I have just like a quick reasoning logic type of question, right? So if the mask is so effective to keep CO2 from going out, right, causing everyone to suffocate and die, how then is it ineffective to keep coronavirus from coming in? That's the thing I've never understood about this argument. You're saying it doesn't work, it doesn't keep the coronavirus out, but you're saying that it works too good, it keeps your CO2 in and you suffocate. That's never made sense to me.
One thing I don't allow on this channel is logic, young lady. Just check that at the door.
All right.
I honestly feel like people forget that CO2 is a molecule and a virus is bigger than a molecule.
Right. Yeah. And
I don't think they've
the mask is catching droplets that are full of the virus, not each individual virus. It's not like that's not how it works. It's like if you cough, you're coughing, you're exhaling saliva, vapor. That's what the mask is catching. It's not like here's a virus, there's a virus, like with little tweezers, like Mr. Miyagi. That's not what the mask does. Oh, thank you, rodent. No last name. All one word. Thank you. That's so cool.
Where is this guy concerning methane cow farts?
Oh Lord, who knows?
No.
That's okay. So, let me read
get further derailed.
Let me read the $5 super chat real quick. So I'm sure he's against rising global warming CO2 levels, right? LOL. I'm sure he thinks that global warming is a hoax. I'm absolutely certain of that. More stupid?
More stupid.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Better information, because I know what's coming from the media and that doesn't really address any of that stuff, and a lot of it's financial. And I appreciate you guys are stuck in the middle. So just thank you for your time. And if you could just check that out, and if in your own diligence you find it to be true, which I think you will, if you can just pass it along to whoever, and that's basically all I can ask.
Why is he so nice now?
I think it's a tactic.
But they're all a corporation. But they're all a corporation, right? And if you're willfully negligent and violate international
the way this guy's able to switch between pleasant, almost actually pleasant, and full-on rage is
directed from whoever. If they put a gun in your hand and told you to go,
isn't that sort of like sociopathy?
And this is harm to children across Canada and around the world. So I encourage you to do your due diligence, because it is notice I've spoken with you, and if you do not take correct steps, you will be held.
Depending on the type of response he wants out of the person he's speaking to. So if he wants to get that in and get them to be quiet to listen to him, he acts nice. But then he wants to scare them and assert his power, and that he acts mean. It's like he doesn't have his own emotions. He's just
I think maybe the moment that they don't respond
go off his
the way
script,
he expects them to respond or wants them to respond, that just like triggers him.
Yeah.
You think
he does it
angry?
He does it again here in a second, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Fully liable in time by our law firm. And our private investigators will be getting home addresses and photos of everybody, putting it all public because it's all in the public system and we can get it all for...
I'm sorry, you ain't got no law. I'm lying. Sorry.
When we bill in lien, it's $1 million.
He's also threatening to dox them and lien them as well.
As well as securities fraud. What you guys do is a fraud because the names are in all caps. That's a bankrupt corporation. You don't explain your stripping rights. So as a corporation, you're a fraud as well. And you guys don't teach
I think I got
finances
bingo
or contract
already.
law, which is where you further harm the public. So I encourage you to just look into all of that. And we are peacemakersociety.org if you want to look at us.
Peacemaker Society threatening the living crap out of everybody.
Have a great day. Thank you, Dean. Bye-bye.
Teachers.
Oh, no, that wasn't the one where he loses his mind again.
Peacemakers, we're going to own you, bitch.
Right.
Yeah. $1 million, bitch. Please go to peacemakersociety.org.
You can make a payment to peacesociety.org, just right over there. And credit cards accepted, bitch.
God.
And this guy thinks he's accomplished something. Like straight up.
Did you see the smug smile like when he hung up? He was like,
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
He thinks he's accomplished something.
It's sort of exactly like somebody was Globermon brought up the Nathan Thompson. When he was done throwing the little leaflets over the fence and the teachers had rounded up all the kids and taken them back into school, he looks at the camera and he's like, "That's how you do it."
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. He literally did that on camera.
Yep.
And again, this is not one video. This is not an isolated video incident.
No,
You
he's
go
got
to his
hundreds.
channel, it's all the way he acts right there. That is just one of way too many videos that he's recorded himself calling government officials and going into this pleasant to ragey, threatening, back to pleasant, back to rage, and over again. This is his thing.
We're giving you so much content for your channel, Natalie.
Oh my goodness, this is like a gold mine. But I wonder if the last person he was talking to was a man. I'm not sure, but it was clear it was a woman the first two times because I could hear their voices, but I couldn't hear the third person. And so I wonder if that had something to do with
why he was so muted. Yeah.
like why he was.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I never thought of it that
yeah.
way. Yeah, no, there may be something to that.
Huh.
Wonder.
It does seem like a marked difference.
Yeah.
Well,
but,
I wouldn't put misogyny past him. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if he's a misogynist.
Well, yeah, because he has dropped the C-bomb a few times in his videos.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah.
So let's go to a very old, angry sovereign citizen. Dave, I think the way I titled this, which is going to sound funny, because the guy's first name is Dick. I think I titled the video that I sent to you, Dick in Court.
It has so many meanings to it.
It's the double entendre that could come out of that statement.
Right.
Anyway, yes.
Do you have that one?
Yes, I do.
So this is a very, very angry Wilford Brimley looking guy. Before you start it, though, I got 2 super chats I want to read. Thanks, everybody, for the super chats tonight. This is awesome. Kevin Kingshot? As a Canadian, I apologize for this idiot, although he does bring great comedy. Oh, no, he is the gift that keeps giving. Like I said, he's been at this 10 years. And even though some of his videos will have like 2 thumbs up and 30 thumbs down, he just keeps at it. Rodent, no last name again for $2. Manic depressive on display, question mark. Maybe there's some psychopathy there. All right, now just listen to this guy. He goes full SOVCIT on the judge here.
Just recently. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Madam Magistrate, yes. I am here under threat, duress, and coercion. I'm not here because of an order, because you as a magistrate cannot make an order. You can only administer ministerial duties. You have no jurisdiction to judge your own jurisdiction. I'll give you the citations on it. But we're going to review something. And this is something that took place with my original, which I put in the evidence before our first meeting. You refuse to read it, you refuse to accept it. I'm going to bring it in again right now. And this is the federal government's public law 719, which mandates your compliance with the Uniform Commercial Code. You have not done so. You have denied me audit. I gave you audit tools.
All right. So,
UCC, baby.
Yeah, it's a little echoey, but
UCC, why?
Yeah. So a lot of these people, I don't understand why, but there's so many symbols right here of just classic sovereign citizens. The one standing behind the bar because I don't know.
It's part of the charade. You know, the moment you cross the bar, you could see jurisdiction, which is a thing with them.
And then, of course,
I'm sorry. Someone came in my comment section telling me that the other day in a video. In a video where the woman was literally dragged into jail from the audience section, but the girl was trying to tell me that because she hadn't stepped into the well of the courtroom, the court didn't have jurisdiction.
Yeah. I think that might have been my video.
Yeah. And then, like, the whole UCC thing. Because, of course, we're not going to follow, like, the laws because we're common law, but the UCC apparently is perfectly fine.
Again, I think it's with a lot of these sovereign citizens, they all operate under the premise that the institution that they're dealing with is a private corporation, and then they run with it.
Yep.
So, therefore, because they think it's a private corporation, therefore they are subject to the rigors of the UCC.
Yeah.
And again, as Natalie, as you imagine, a traffic judge is going to look at him sideways like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with a speeding ticket? You know? So, and it never clicks with these folks sometimes. Like, if the judge is giving visible confusion, maybe you're not exactly making sense to them because they don't know what the hell you're talking about. Maybe you're not exactly correct on how the law is operating here. But, of course, they never figure that out.
And if I could just jump in, there's this interesting thing that I see them do, of what I've seen, where they continuously tell the court, you don't have the ability to determine your own jurisdiction, right? And I'll provide you the site. He's not the first person I've seen say that. They never have a site for that because literally you have to raise the issue of jurisdiction, properly filed motion, and then that court determines whether or not they have jurisdiction. I know it may seem counterintuitive to a layperson that the person you're telling you don't have the jurisdiction over me gets to tell you yes or no, they have jurisdiction over you. But either way you look at it, it's just categorically wrong that court doesn't determine jurisdiction. The woman he's yelling at is going to determine whether or not she has jurisdiction over him. Maybe stop yelling at her.
Right. Yeah. And just as I always say, for like people on the side of the road, it's probably not a good idea to go screaming at the cop. It's definitely not a good idea to go screaming at a judge who can literally put you in jail on the spot.
And I will say that the judge here, give her all the credit in the world. She gives him an infinite amount of patience, and far more patience than I think most of us would give to somebody who is being utterly disrespectful to her. But I give her all the credit in the world for her to being as cordial as she could be to Mr. Marple here, who, by the way, Natalie, if you didn't know, he was an actual elected representative in the state of New Hampshire.
Yep.
This man was voted into office in the state of New Hampshire. And as far as I know, he is the only actual full-blown sovereign citizen that has been actually elected into office in some major capacity.
Do you want to peek inside of this?
Please.
So the name thing is, and I'm just gonna unpack some stuff. Tell me to stop when you want.
No worries.
But the name thing is that the name issues on the birth certificate, and you can't really get. And I'm talking to you from my experience and my history on this, but I've actually filed a UCC-1 on quote unquote the legal name, which is on the birth certificate. It didn't do a thing for me, but I thought it was going to work. Thought it was going to do something for me. Didn't see any results from it. But what happens is they get to the point where they understand that the law is about persons and the creation of persons, and they don't know what to do with that. And they go and they sign a driver license, and they sign this, and they sign that, and then they say, you don't have jurisdiction over me. So they're trying to play both sides of the fence, and it just doesn't work. And they're going into court like this, and they're not, under rules, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not trying to give legal advice, but under rules of civil procedure, if you make a special or restricted appearance, then you can preserve the evidence of personal jurisdiction. They don't do that. They just go in and say, you don't have jurisdiction over me, or I'm not coming into the bar, whatever. And so it's all just a big clusterfuck.
Well, but the problem is that rule on special appearance is what you just mentioned is rules of civil procedure. Traffic and I know in not a lot of states treat traffic as a civil matter, but traffic is often treated as somewhere between civil and criminal, and doing the whole special appearance thing doesn't really work in a criminal case or in most in a traffic case. So, special appearance is in a civil matter where you hire an attorney in that state, and the attorney announces, I'm here purely on special appearance to say that I'm challenging jurisdiction because the party, it lives in Delaware, and the case took place, and we believe the case took place in Delaware, and I'm not a party to that. The court doesn't have jurisdiction over me because of the circumstances here. And the fact that I have an attorney who's representing me here does not concede jurisdiction where it otherwise would be. That's the role of the attorney to make that case, not the party necessarily to make that case.
And in our state, traffic cases are criminal, and by that I mean they're in their own separate traffic article, but all the rules of evidence in a criminal case apply to the traffic case, so you cannot have a special appearance at all. If you have an attorney enter their appearance, they're in there for the entirety of the case, the fullness of the case, not just for one special issue. And you get a full jury trial if you are appealing a conviction on a traffic offense that carries jail time. So yeah, it's trying to apply civil logic to a traffic case or civil rules to a traffic case in my state definitely would not work.
Because in criminal law, like if you want to say that like this court doesn't have jurisdiction over me because maybe for some odd reason they charged you in one county and nothing of the crime happened in that county, and I say that as we just had this actually happen in a neighboring county of mine. But anyway, the court will throw it out like at some point when you prove that at trial, maybe beforehand. But you do that like during the case, like in civil law that you can make, as you guys have all said, you make that special appearance in civil law because that's the time to do it. It's just
not in the middle of an arraignement.
Yeah, not really arraignment. Yeah. Or whatever this was supposed to be, because I don't even know.
But also to respond, to your earlier comment about the whole person thing. The thing is, I understand what a lot of the sovereign citizens say. I'm not a person. I'm not a person. They often get to this. They get this argument or this idea that person purely means corporation or association. They somehow try to say that a person cannot also mean a natural human being. And that's part of the whole thing that's where they kind of get this whole idea that that's what's going on. And so the moment that they say I'm not a person, that means that they're not they're not subject to anything that goes on in court because I'm not a person, and the law talks about persons.
Another thing I hear that sovereign citizens and First Amendment auditors even do this is they say, which is the distinction between civil and criminal law. They say there's no injured party. There has to be an injured party if you're suing someone civilly. You have to have standing. You have to say, I've been injured in X, Y, or Z way. In criminal law, as well as traffic law, you're speeding. You didn't necessarily hurt anybody, But that's not civil law.
Well, actually, so in criminal law, the jurisprudence is, right, going back to English common law, that the people of the state have an interest in the safety of the roads. They have an interest in, property not being damaged, or whatever the law is that doesn't necessarily involve a victim, right? So the people then become the injured party, and that's why you have a state attorney, a district attorney, and or the United States attorney, right?
Yeah.
That person is elected or appointed or hired to represent the interests of the people and uphold the laws of the society.
Right.
Exactly. Because the people of the state of Georgia or the people of the state of New Jersey have standing to have the laws that have been passed by the representatives enforced.
Right. Well, let me play devil's advocate for just a second and channel my inner sovereign citizen. They'll go into court and say, who's the injured party? And they'll say, the state of New York. And the sovereign citizen will say, great, bring the state of New York before me.
Well, the prosecutors...
You see how they twist that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, that the state's attorney is the representative. They don't buy that. Let me do a little bit of housekeeping here real quick, and then OPT lawyer will... I know you wanted to speak. I think I missed a couple super chats, and I definitely do not want to miss super chats. Matt Aidson, EASOM, Asom for $5. No comment. If you want to put a comment in the chat, we'll read it. At some point, there was a couple questions. One of them asked, have I done anything about Jeremy DeWitt? Yeah, I did a whole video on Jeremy DeWitt. He's the fake police impersonator who's been arrested something like a dozen times pretending to be a cop. And he's about to go to jail for a long, long time. Autistic Turtle asked me, was Hawaii good? I sat in a hotel room for a solid week. Which proves that if you cannot wear a mask in public, you can stay at home, because I sat in a hotel room, did not leave that hotel room for an entire week. I just finished doing that. At least I had a balcony, thank God. And I think we're all caught up. OPT lawyer.
So I was just going to mention that, like, in every indictment that I've ever seen in my state, like, it always, gives the statute, lists, whatever, and then it says, in violation of this statute against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Like, there's a quote-unquote injured party, the state. People.
But the state's a fictional entity, man.
Oh, yeah,
it's a corporation.
I can't be in the state, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, $2, Rogue Angel with a fox emoji. Thank you very much.
We make of Citizens United, which says that people are corporations, or corporations are people. I'm sorry. It says that corporations are people. Doesn't that kind of kill their entire argument right there? I mean, you're saying I'm not a person, I'm a corporation. But the Supreme Court was like, same diff.
Oh,
really.
That's right. That's right.
So he's kind of echoey and hard to hear. So do we want to go to Natalie? How many window smashings have you seen of sovereign citizens?
Oh, a few, and they've been wonderful. It's so good. But I've seen maybe maybe 5.
Well, I got a pretty good window smasher, and I also have, I know that Artie knows Bear's Law and Forensic Science.
Oh, no.
Which one do we want to go with? Window Smash or Bear's Law?
Let's go to Window Smash.
All right, Window Smash, if you'd be so kind, Dave. I'm going to go take a Riley real quick.
What's the
we'll
title?
get to him.
What's the title on that one? Because I've got...
I don't know. Give me multiple choice.
Ernie signs a ticket?
No.
Or a sovereign citizen arrest in Texas? Does it sound about right?
Yes, that's definitely the one. I'm going to go take an Anthony Riley, and I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, my God.
There's a backstory to that, Natalie. We'll explain later.
We'll play
That's a
this.
definite in joke.
Yes, we'll play this. There we go.
I'm comfortable with that.
God, I knew it was this one.
Today? Can I get your name? Can I get your badge number? Can I get your badge number?
It's 210. Can I see your driver's license and proof of insurance?
Okay. Let me ask you a question. As a man, what right do you have to stop another man?
Let me see your driver's license, proof of insurance.
As a man, I'm asking you as a man, what right do you have to stop another man?
The state of Texas is giving me the right to enforce the law.
Enforce the law?
You were doing 50 in a 40-mile-an-hour speed zone.
I'm speeding. Did you realize in the state of Texas that speeding in and of itself is not illegal?
Okay, sir, let me see your driver's license and proof of insurance, please.
Well,
sir, I'm going to tell you one more time. I need your driver's license and proof of
I hate vertical video.
Otherwise, I'm going to charge you with failure to identify.
okay. I'm still having
that's his first
to
crime.
ask you a question here.
That's not how this works.
That is how it works. Either that or I'm going to have to ask you to get your supervisor because I'm still asking you some questions here.
Let me see.
What was that you said?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I said he's turning a citation into an arrest. It's coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what they do.
That's what they do. Yeah.
A simple citation into an arrest, and I don't understand it.
Well, I think I know where he's going at with the whole speeding. I think I remember doing research on this and trying to find where he was talking about. I can't remember if he mentioned the case there, but I did do some digging afterwards. But I'll let it continue.
I do like the little the chat somebody just wrote. 50 and a 40. We got ourselves a real badass here.
Yeah.
Oh, and for 50 secs, I just got 50 secs super chat. Yeah, should have brought the legend himself, P Barnes, on the stream. So Natalie, P Barnes is yeah, he's a legend. He was a guy. This sovereign citizen comes into court and just declares that he's going to bring his federal court. He's going to bring his camera into the courtroom, and I think he was a marshal. He
was a bailiff.
Yeah.
He was I think P Barnes was a bailiff. And he was trying to go into the next room. I don't think it was court, but he was trying to go it may have been court, but he was trying to go into the next room to talk with the prosecutor about his case.
Right. Yes.
And he said, you can't go in there with a camera. And yeah.
P Barnes had a very short fuse. Yeah. Without really expression or anything, he just pulls out his taser and blam.
He gives him a chance too. You know, he holds it up like, you know.
He very nicely told him he was going to tase him, and he was like, I mean,
okay, so you know who P Barnes is, yeah?
I didn't know that was his name, but I have seen that video, and it is delightful.
Oh, so a Marvel girl says, "Stop mansplaining to Natalie." So
wow.
I'm gonna mansplain. I'm gonna mansplain to you who a Marvel girl is. She's my adopted little sister, and she's being very snarky right now.
I love it.
Yeah. So take that, a Marvel girl, if that's your real name. For $2, I am Fubar says, "Love the content, keep it up." Nobody has ever said that to a Marvel girl about her content. Just saying. All right. Next, Dave.
So I would like to know why you stopped me, because stopping me for speeding in and of itself is not a crime. According to the state of Texas, the actual it is the
come on now. You got it.
Oh, you know, the attorney.
You know what I'm talking about, God. Come on.
The DA. So the DA is the one that stated on page 19 that speeding in and of itself is not a crime. It is not illegal. And I am not going to... Do you have a warrant for my arrest?
No. Just burning low.
Obviously, if you do not have a warrant for my arrest, then
wait, what?
You do not have the right to ask me for any
place you under arrest. I need to see your
okay,
driver's license, proof of insurance.
then you'll falsify putting me under arrest, and then that is going to be illegal on your part, and then you're going to impound my car, which will be illegal, and then
And call her back.
Yeah. To state what right do you
Probably call him
have
for a
as
tow
a
truck.
man to stop another man?
Sir, I need to see your driver's license and proof of insurance, please.
Okay. Do you have a warrant for my
This
arrest?
is at least the 7th or 8th time he's asked him.
Do you have a warrant for my arrest? If you do not have a warrant for my arrest, then this is a custodial stop. Am I free to go?
This is not custodial. You're detained.
I'm being detained, right? Yes. Am I under arrest?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
No.
Okay. Now you're saying that I am being detained.
You are being detained.
For what reason?
Because you were violating the speed
limit. Speed limit is not a crime in the state of Texas. No, it's not. No, according to the traffic code. Okay, let's look at the traffic code. I have read the traffic code. The traffic code states that all traffic laws are for people operating a commercial vehicle.
Oh, there it is.
I am not operating a commercial vehicle. This is not a commercial vehicle. I am not operating a commercial vehicle at all. I do not have to have a commercial vehicle. I do not have to operate it with a license with a commercial vehicle or anything like that. So in the state of
Ooh. No, I was just saying his hands are itching to bust his windows
up.
Oh,
It's going to happen here. Well, while we're paused, I got a few super chats that popped in really fast. Let me scroll back up because I saw one. Okay, $1 from Jonathan D with no message. Thank you, Jonathan D. And then we've got $5. You should bring in Mormish guy. Oh God, what's his name? Artie, help me out. The guy that's
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And as much as I laugh at that one,
I think he's slow.
I feel like that guy is definitely mentally not there, and so it's kind of hard to laugh because you kind of realize that he's probably sold
on
the
the slow side. Yeah,
and it's
so there's a video of him. He's pulled over on the side of the road, and he's trying to say that he's Moorish, but he keeps saying I'm Mormish, and that's all he keeps saying. And they finally smash his window, and he says, and this tells everything that you need to know about the guy. He says, "Oh no, y'all smashed my window again."
No, yeah, his windows got smashed twice.
Yeah,
2 different occasions, and I've seen them both.
And then for $14.99, I think that's pounds again. We need a playlist of badass cops smashing windows with their bare hands. Oh yeah, I remember that one lieutenant guy that he within 30 seconds. Lieutenant Cochran, I think was his name. He's this Southern guy, and I don't know why a lieutenant is making traffic stops, but for whatever reason, he goes up and the guy rolls his window down about 1 millimeter. Well, more than that because he reached his hand in, and he says, "Your name and badge number." He said, "I'm Lieutenant Cochran, whatever badge number." And he's like, "I need your license or registration." And the guy asks him again, and he won't roll the window down. So he just reaches, grabs the window, and just breaks it with his bare hands.
I don't know how that.
Yeah, that was instant compliance from the other guy too. By the way, all right, let's carry on because this is about to get smashy here in a second.
Texas, the laws only apply to vehicles that have. That's fine. Y'all are going.
I need to see your driver's license.
Then we have another cop pulling up, and I'm sitting here asking them the same thing. I need you to stand down and get your.
Open your mouth now, or I'm gonna bust it out.
Now you're going. Okay, I need you to call, and I need you to get your supervisor out here. I need your supervisor out here. I need your supervisor. I am asking him for his supervisor. I am asking you for your supervisor. Okay, officer, I am asking you for your supervisor. to come out here. Now you have busted my vehicle up, and now you are going to detain me. You are illegally getting into my vehicle. And now you have taken my phone.
I love how
He's just
the
narrating.
driver does not miss a beat. He does not change his tone at all, just narrating what the cop is doing even after his window gets busted.
He sounds like he's just doing a baseball game. And
Yeah, it's such commentary. He has now busted my window. He is now unlocking my door, and he is now taking my phone.
Yeah, like
so good.
This wasn't his rodeo with getting his windows busted. You could tell he's too calm about it.
So there are two reactions on these kind of videos that I just love to see. The first one is when the cops are breaking the window and the person inside seems absolutely shocked that happened, despite the fact that, you know, the police
He was
officer
warned at least 10 times beforehand.
Right. And the second one is like these people who literally just act like nothing's happening as the officer has broken their window.
Right.
Like,
oh my God.
Like the ones who were clearly expecting this to happen.
Right.
Like almost that's what he wanted to happen, right? He wanted.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Oh,
560 people watching.
I know. I've heard those, you know, the First Amendment auditors. I've heard a couple of them say like they're literally out there to just get arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the video that I premiered earlier today with James Freeman, where he got tased, which is just it was just like butter. It was so awesome. The James Freeman is a notoriously combative First Amendment auditor who just screams epithets at cops any chance he gets, and somehow he skirts that line to where it doesn't get him arrested, but. Last night he failed, and I found out about it today. He got arrested, I think it was last night, and got tased, wrestled to the ground and tased. And from the time that I found out about it till I had a video edited and ready to go was about 45 minutes. I was so excited. And yeah, I premiered that about 2 hours before we started today. God, we got more super chats. I really don't want to miss them. Sorry, we got to keep pausing, but people pay me money, so there's that. $5 from Richard Hardame. Petrusev? Sounds Russian. Yeah.
Sounds Slavic to me. I don't know.
Oh no, that was the one again about the Mormish guy. Baker Street Gaming for $14.99. I already read that one too. Maybe I didn't get any new super chats. Oh, there's my dogs barking. Oh, $10 from Ed2276. This is a bribe for you to show Judge Hurley owning SOVCIT at arraignment. I wonder if we could find that real fast. Do you know which one we're talking about, Dave?
Yes.
Where
Dave, yeah.
I'll mute and try to find it real quick and send it over to Dave because that one's great. Natalie, what the guy does is this guy, he's at an arraignment and he's doing the whole SOVCIT thing, and the judge just plays him word for word and just twists everything back around on him.
Talking about.
He plays
It's
him like
beautiful.
a damn fiddle.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that one real fast.
I want to see that. I love it when they're in
The
court.
settler, agent, indivial, and the person.
Yeah. Don't ruin it. Brooke McLyman for $1. Thank you very much. And we've got last one. Asian Canadian. Thank you. You've been very supportive. If the state is legal fiction, and does not exist, then what of me? What of us? Are we fake? Are we real? These are all real questions. This is very, and tell Artie hi. Artie, you have a fan out there who's very Shakespearean and doing some mental gymnastics with us.
Hi.
All right, let me find this judge. I'm going to pause.
Mark actually has it in the inner chat. You found it.
Oh, where is it?
In our in the meets chat.
Oh, Dave, can you pull that up?
It's Judge Hurley versus David Hall.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh no, we can skip all the rest of them and just watch this because I should have brought this one up.
Wait, in the meets chat? Hold on, let me look.
In the it's the very bottom one.
Judge Hurley, David Hall. Okay.
I think I've seen this 5 times and I've never not laughed at it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me extract it out and get y'all back on the screen. Because it screws it up.
See, this is why I have a Dave. He's worth every penny.
No, it's not what I... Come on. Why did it not copy the link? That's bizarre.
You can just search Judge Hurley versus David
it.
Hall and it'll come up. Okay.
I got it. Here we go. This will be fun.
David Hall.
Mr. Hall has declined the services
This
of
is
the
so
public
good.
defender, Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, DUI, expired driver's license.
Good morning, Judge. Judge, I need to say how I'm appearing today, sir.
Hold on, wait, let me finish. Hold on.
I don't know where the audio went.
Yeah, the audio went away.
It's it. Well,
Hold on, Mr. Hall. Sir, you've been charged with DUI, expired tag, attaching a plate not assigned, license suspended, failed to drive in a single lane. Just give me a moment, sir. Let me look at your driving record. Okay?
Sir, I haven't said for the court how I'm appearing today,
Well,
sir.
I'm not asking you yet. Just give me a moment, all right? I need to look at your record. Okay, I'm looking here. Failure to pay traffic tickets back in 2011. Open container out. Okay. All right, sir. Hold on. Does this gentleman, Mr. David Hall, does he have any criminal record?
Yes, Judge, and he also has pending felony DWLSs in front of...
Okay, what's the pending felony DWLS?
Use on... Okay, there's a few. One second.
I'll give you a moment to talk in just a moment, sir. Hold on, Mr. Hall.
The pending felony is 14016-582 CF10A.
Okay.
He also has pending misdemeanor DWLSs in front
What is that? What are they?
Judge Evans.
Is DWLS that driving with suspended license or without a license?
I assume that's what it means, driving while suspended.
909 TC30A.
TC30A. Okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
And a criminal history.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hall, so would you wanted to say something?
Yes, may I speak, Judge?
Well, don't tell me about what happened
This
or
is
did
so
not
good.
happen regarding the DUI, but if you want to tell me about something
I'd like
else, go
to
ahead.
state some things.
Go ahead.
I'd like to state some things for the record. Thank you, Judge. Judge John Hurley, I do accept your oath of office here today for the record, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Does this court take judicial notice of your oath, sir? With all due respect.
I take judicial notice of my own oath. Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Okay. Okay. Could you get Mr. Hall for me then, sir? Where is he?
I go by that name, sir. My name sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person.
Okay.
I am
Are
the
you
agent to
and
that
David
name.
Hall one and the same individual?
I go by the name David Hall, sir, and I'm
Okay.
here about that matter today.
Okay. So you go by the name David Hall. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. The person who goes by the name of David Hall is standing in front
I'm
of
the
you.
individual.
You're
I am
the
an
individual.
individual, not a person.
You're not a
Yes,
person.
David Hall is a person. I am a private individual. David Hall is a person under color of law, sir.
Okay. Where's David Hall then? The person David Hall.
He exists on paper, sir. David Hall is a corporation. This action is under color of law, sir, and I do understand that. I am here in my real capacity as the private individual for that name, and I'm here about that matter.
You're the
and I'm happy to
you're
settle
the
it.
private individual, David Hall.
I'm the settler, sir.
You're the
I'm
settler,
the settler.
David Hall.
I'm the settler to David Hall, sir.
Are you the
And I'm
private
happy to-
individual, David Hall?
Yes.
Good. Okay, we got that straight. We agree on that. Okay. Now, David
May I,
Hall,
sir?
David Hall, the private individual. I'm looking at your driving record right now. Multiple failures to pay traffic tickets for the individual, David Hall, not the person.
Real quick.
But, sir, what I'm going to do...
Can you clarify,
Go
sir?
ahead.
I'm not sure I understand that, but I am happy.
Are you regretting showing up yet, Natalie?
I am living my best life.
In that case, you're welcome. Let's proceed. I just wanted to check to make sure we were thoroughly breaking your brain.
I do appreciate this is the longer version and not the cut version, because you do get more of their banter that even maybe
this
boring to
is
some,
so
but
good.
I love the extended edition.
You could tell this isn't his first rodeo.
Oh yeah, no, he's clearly had experience with this.
Yeah. Let's get back to it because it's so fun.
I'm happy to settle this matter right now if somebody will make presentments. Nobody has made presentment, and I've asked numerous times, and for the record...
When you say presentment, what do you mean by presentment?
Presentment of the charging instrument for set-off and settlement, sir. I am the settler.
I just told you what it is. I told you what your I told you what the individual...
Presentment...
David Hall did.
Judge?
Yes, sir.
I will require somebody to make me a presentment of the charging instrument on paper so that I may settle that matter. I'm here as settler, and I'm happy to settle this charge
We're not
right now.
We're not settling. Today's not the day to settle matters for these kind of charges, all right? We don't settle them today, all right?
May I say something else for the record, sir?
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I am secured party under a UCC filing at the Secretary of State 201-308-717-006.
Okay.
I am secured party to David Hall on the record and through a filing at the Secretary of State, sir. I appear here today as the settler agent, not the person, but the individual. And I don't think I should have... You understand the difference between a person and an individual.
And you're the individual, but you're not the person. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct. I'm going to write that down. Settler. Agent. An individual. But you're not the person. Got it.
What's really telling here is that this guy doesn't know he's getting
I
played.
remember, I think it was last week you told me this too. And I was a little
he's
uncertain,
happy
but
somebody's
it's
listening
all
to him.
become very clear now.
Yeah.
Now, okay, the settler, the agent, the individual, but he's not the person. Okay, so does the settler, the agent, the individual have any money in the bank?
Yes.
Okay, how much money does the settler, the agent, the individual have in the bank?
I'm not certain at this time, sir.
Okay.
Only that I will give it an affirmative that there is money in a bank account.
Okay. And how long has the settler, the agent, and the individual lived in Broward County?
25 years, sir.
Okay, does the settler, agent, individual own any property in Broward County other than personal effects?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, does the person own any property or have any money in the bank? If you know.
In conjunction with myself, sir. In conjunction with myself, we both have.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm the agent for that account also.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now, here's what we're going to do. The settler, the agent, the individual, and maybe even the person, David Hall, has been charged with DUI. A DUI while the settler, the agent, and even the person, David Hall, was out on bond on 2 cases, 1 felony and 1 misdemeanor, for license suspended. So the court believes that the settler, the agent, the individual, and even the person, David Hall, represents a danger to the community because the settler, the agent, the individual, and even the person continues to drive without a valid driver's license, in fact, a suspended driver's license in the state of Florida. And so, that being
Of
said,
course, Florida.
the court is going
May
to...
I make a
Broward
correction,
County.
sir?
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I'm traveling. You said that you used the
You
term
got bingo
driving, and
again.
I was traveling, sir. Traveling.
Okay. All right. So the settler, the agent, the individual, or the person, David Hall, for traveling
Without
on
missing a
public
beat.
highway,
Continues.
a public road in the state of Florida, was allegedly doing so without a valid driver's license, and has done it several times in the past. So today...
This is alleged, sir?
Yes, sir, it is alleged.
Allegedly?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So today, the court's going to set your the settler, the agent, the individual's bond, and even the person's bond today on count 4 at $10,000 because the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person has not stopped driving, even though the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person continues to drive without a driver's license. So, that being said, count 1 is $500, count 4 is $10,000, and the court will revoke the bond for the settler, the agent, the individual, and even the person of David Hall on 14-016-582-CF10 and 14-05-3909-TC30A. Both cases will cause the settler, the agent, the individual, and even the person, David Hall, not to be able to be released from the Broward County Jail until further notice of the court. So,
May I post bond, sir?
well,
Is there any other?
Are you asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Sir, I'm asking as the individual appearing before you today about this matter.
Well, the
Do I
individual,
have?
the settler, the agent, the individual, or the person can post the bond. However, the settler, the agent, or the individual, David Hall, will not be released in any event because this court is revoking the bond on a felony case and a misdemeanor case on the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person, David Hall.
Where's my remedy, sir?
Well, whose remedy are you asking for? The settler, the agent, the individual, or the person?
I'm asking for the
Wait,
opportunity.
who are you speaking on behalf of right now?
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now.
No, I'm not.
I'm
no.
simply separating myself from the person. They are two different entities,
Right,
and I know
but
that.
the court is not viewing you as two different people. The court is viewing you as
Well, why
one
not,
entity
sir?
for the purpose of these cases.
Then what entity are you referring to me as?
I'm
Because I
referring
think
to
you're referring to me as
the David Hall, who's the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person.
I'm not the person, sir.
Okay, when
I am
you
not
see the
the
person,
person.
David Hall, tell him he's not leaving jail either, all right?
Sir, then may I ask you what my remedy is? Can you provide me a remedy so that
The
I may...
remedy is, you don't really have a remedy where you could appeal it to the 4th District Court of Appeal.
How long am I going to be held, sir? I would
Until
like
another
to settle
judge
this matter.
tells you can be released.
I would like to settle this matter, sir.
We're not going to settle it today.
Then I'm being denied my... For the record, I'm being denied my remedy.
What do you
For the
think
record,
your remedy
my
is?
remedy is being denied. For the record, I am the real individual, and this action is under color of law, and I don't understand this color of law action.
Okay. Well, have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Down the middle. Let's roll.
It's over. It's over. I love how the prisoners behind him were bursting out laughing
Yes.
as soon as the judge said it too.
The best line that has ever been said by a judge. If you see the person, David Hall, tell him he's not getting out of jail either.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Judge Hurley is a cold motherfucker.
Man.
Oh, he's got other some highlight reels too. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't his
Oh,
first one.
jeez.
That doesn't deal with sovereign citizens, mind you, but he has some other highlights as well.
Well, this is Broward County, Florida. This is the land of sovereign
Well,
citizens.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we could pretty much segue into Bear's Law at this point, then.
Yeah. Well, first I got a couple super chats, and first let me say we have 590 people watching.
Hi guys.
This is by far my most successful live stream ever. I think the best I've ever done is in the 400s. So it's a testament to my guests and the judge. Let's give him props. I've got a couple super chats. Let's see. For 50 secs, that's a colloquialism. It's Danish coroners. The abbreviation is SEK, and so we call them sex. So I got 50 secs. Show the video of Crybaby Glenn Serio, or I'll be proper upset and even better, invite him to stream. I'd love to see him get clapped. I wish Glenn Serio would join and just let us bat him around like a mouse. Glenn Serio is a awful human being.
Yes,
who has screamed the N-bomb at police officers and posted it on his YouTube channel.
Why?
And called them his slave.
Oh, yes. And said that they were... yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, it's on his channel. He was on the news for it. And then said it
You're
wasn't
my
him.
slave is like among the many phrases he said he said about this police officer.
Remember, Natalie, in my intro, the guy that says, I got hit with a really strong dose of OC spray? That's Glenn Serio.
Oh, that's Glenn. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that.
His channel name is Auditing the USA, and it's not going to be very long before he's going to do a long stretch for something because he does really, really stupid stuff.
Oh, great.
His favorite...
Go ahead, sorry.
His favorite thing is to go somewhere and just be acting a fool and have a cop tell him, step over here or we need you to leave or something. And his favorite thing is just to say, or what? And he's been shown or what so many times.
Yeah.
And he just has the inability to learn. Another super chat, $5 from Brooke McGlyman. Good Irish name, it sounds like. They demand rights, but claim to be sovereign. That's not how it works. They ask for rights under the Constitution. Government they dissociated from. It's absolutely. It's a conundrum. I think maybe I saw one more. Maybe not. Oh yeah, here we go. $2. $2 just for the epicness. Yes, that you can never go wrong with the judge there. 20 more secs. Swedish coroners, not Danish. Oh yeah, I screwed that up, didn't I? You uncultured. Oh, let me read it again. Swedish coroners, not Danish. You uncultured swine.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna own that. But actually, that was the individual Schrodinger's cat and not the agent or
settler
or settler.
Or secured party.
I'm the secured party settler agent, not the person Schrodinger's cat.
You know what?
He's the uncultured swine.
You know what Red's rhetoric calls Danish coroners, right?
Dick dollars, yes.
Dick dollars. So it's not really better. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, I thought it was Danish. I guess Radical is gonna yell at me next time I talk to him. Another $2. Frauditing the CSA is such an idiot. Frauditing the CSA. What is CSA?
The Confederate States of America.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I've never heard of that guy. Is that a channel?
I think he's doing a play on words with Auditing USA.
Oh, the USA. Yeah.
Because he's a racist. Get it?
Yeah. Oh, no, I get it now. Damn, I'm so slow tonight.
Uncultured.
Too much water.
I'm on my third honey cider.
Oh, you lightweight. Jesus Christ. All right. Bear's Law.
I'm a cheap date. I ain't playing around with that.
We're going to scrape the bottom of the barrel with some Bear's Law.
So this is something I've not heard of, so.
Oh.
You haven't heard of Bear's Law and Forensic Science, which is literally the title of their organization?
Their little organization?
No.
Yeah, and by organization, I mean the commune that lives on a compound.
Well, spell bears.
Commune, like bears, BEARS. It's a commune / prison camp, which is why he's doing time right now for kidnapping.
Well, it's kidnapping and well, that's the more serious crime, but also unauthorized practice of law. But yes, also kidnapping is the more serious charge.
So the guy
and after kidnapping.
Yeah. The guy we're about to watch is in prison right now. But when you listen to his word salad, and he says it with such conviction, like he knows that he's right. So Dave, do you have that one queued up? If we haven't broken your brain by now,
you talk about this.
That's him.
This glorious bastard here.
Oh yeah.
Keep an eye on the lady to the left. How do you leave the house? Like, come on. You don't have to. Come on. There's dentists. There's come on. They can fix that.
I am so excited now to see what this is that you guys are
doing.
Right? Here we go.
Prepare to be done in.
Done in. Seriously.
Of that dark, arid place.
Here's another lie. It's driving a right to a privilege.
You turn my right into a privilege, I submit a bill of lading, a bill of attainder, a commercial
there it
lien,
is.
an affidavit of truth, and a statement of facts. And pretty soon you don't have a judge. You have a criminal in prison wearing orange because he didn't honor his oath of office under Title 18 U.S.C. 2381, Canon number 7. When you violate your oath of office, you're a criminal.
And we proved it every time, and we win every one of our cases.
I'm going to say that he says that phrase a lot.
We come here like this, we videotape in every courtroom. We send bills in every day. 11 judges in prison, 300 children back from DCF, and haven't lost a case. Why am I still standing?
I'd love to know these 11 judges that they have in prison.
Yeah, I've asked him before. I've asked him in his comment section, like, where are these judges? Who are these judges you're talking about? Nothing.
Yeah.
Of course, I wrote that before he was in prison.
I would not have been able to react to this video on my channel because I have no idea what the hell he is talking about.
He says it as it's sort of like, do you know who Kent Hovind is?
Who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Dino.
Yeah, Dr. Dino. Do you know how some people just say the same phrase over and over and over, and they may as well not even show up to send you a recording?
Sure.
That's what this guy does. He's like bill of attainder, bill of lading. You have it memorized already. Just go ahead and say it.
Bill of lading, bill of attainder, a commercial lien, a statement of facts, and an affidavit of truth.
And Canon number 7.
He doesn't do warehouse receipt.
Yeah.
Wow.
He says that, and again, this is part of the sovereign citizen thing. Is like, you sent anything to me, whether it be a summons, a ticket, or anything, I'm gonna flood your offices with much paperwork as I can, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, I understand all of these phrases on their own.
Right.
It makes no sense. Like, and they bear no relation to what he's talking about or what he's going to potentially be in court for. So that's why it's like mind blown. It would just be like me walking into court being like, I want to see, the verified signature, and I want to see your affidavit and your oath of office. You're just saying legal terms out of context. So bizarre to me. But also, I think that lady on the left needs medical treatment. I don't.
That's what I was saying.
God damn it. Terrible, but also true.
I don't know if she's okay. It's like really worse.
I've never heard of a jawlectomy.
Oh, come on. Boo. Boo.
I feel bad. I take it back.
But it's like you're saying, it's like there's all these words that individually make sense.
Right.
It's like if you went into the OR and the doctor just started screaming like medical terms that just don't make any sense. He's like, I need a hypodermic radiation X-ray stat. It's like, what? All those words make sense. Yeah, go ahead. We haven't let you talk much. Sorry.
It's okay. The thing is with sovereign citizens, the key thing is that they feel like, and I was here, I'm telling you, I used to be a lot of these people that you're showing. When they're there, they feel like they can have an argument that's going to shift the table, that's going to shift the playing field. And when I moved away from that was when I learned, don't argue, because your argument's going to be overruled. Don't argue. So what they're doing is they're going in with all these arguments. They all fail.
David
Well, I
Thompson
think
says,
initially, and I think a lot of times of judges and prosecutors have learned from this, but initially, when this was first starting to get into the courts and started to become more and more prevalent, the way they do this is this guy would flood all of this out, and he's able to flood this out in 20 seconds flat, but it takes the responding party half an hour to debunk everything that he's saying here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of the tactic there.
Do we know
how do you start? How do you start to unwrap this nonsense?
David Thompson in the chat says she's a Cabbage Patch doll. and then hold on, there's one more that I've got to read, and then we can get back to saying like real stuff. The Catnet says she stays on lipstick.
Boo! I do have one question though.
Pure Chaos. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry. Pure Chaos 2000 says that lip can hit her forehead if she wanted.
Right.
Who are they talking about?
The lady on the left. The
poor woman on the left.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. OPT lawyer. Let's bring it back up a notch.
So, question is, who is he talking to? Like, what's the context of this video?
Oh yeah.
They're
potential clients.
Okay.
That's basically what it is. This is a video to sell to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's advertising his services?
Yeah.
I mean, they're in an actual courtroom, right?
Right.
But somebody behind he's talking to the camera. He's talking to his audience, who are members of his Bears Law thing. But this is clearly a pitch video. I'm actually doing something. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. And look, I'm here at the courthouse doing what I say I'm doing. That's what this video is all about.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's let it roll a little bit more, and maybe it'll clear it up a little.
A lot of us, don't worry. We're tired of the sedition and racketeering and bullshit. We'll see what happens today. Where's this legal analyst?
I don't know, but I'd love to.
Top legal analyst.
I'd love to have him for lunch.
That's a little creepy.
A little while ago, jumped off again.
Yep.
We have a
It wasn't
case of
hopped off.
lawful.
It wasn't hopped off. It was like
She could not catapult herself off of that case.
out of there.
We weren't chained.
Her feet were burning in the presence of God.
Her feet was burning in the presence of God.
This is why courthouses don't like us to come in. Because when they come into the courthouse, they start educating, and they don't like that.
oh yeah, no. Don't come in here educating people.
No, it's
We
not
have to
that.
be able to extort them.
Don't worry, you ain't telling me anything. I bought this. I'm the creditor.
Yep.
I'm not
Get
the debtor.
woke,
I'm
bitches.
the boss, not the employee. I'm the master, not the slave.
We
Recognize.
expose the criminals who are acting as our.
This is how comfort started.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's a cult. It's definitely a cult.
Is, we prevent injury.
We do all sorts of stuff.
Wow, this lady to his right is just really sad.
Yeah. Without any justified cause,
They call themselves what?
a parent, neglecting their child, or badly beating their child, without any justified cause, DCFS takes us all the time. And what we do is we send, DCFS, their attorneys, and these judges that enforce, this criminal act, and we put them in prison. Because what they're doing, because right here, this is a bank, this is not a courthouse. They masquerade and disguise themselves as a courthourhouse.
It's a bank, not a courthouse.
Hold on. Pause.
I know. I have to pause this too. As somebody who is a former law clerk, to a superior court judge, that always gets me whenever a lot of these guys say that courthouses are banks, and like,
What does that even mean?
They're confusing the term bank, B-A-N-C, with B-A-N-K.
Oh.
With an en banc opinion type of thing.
Oh, like en banc, like when
Yeah.
an entire panel hears a case instead of
Yeah.
a
French for
three-judge
in
panel.
bench. Yeah. Wow.
That's right.
I legitimately
Latin.
never would have
That's
put
not
those
even-
together.
That's right. I forgot that that is another thing that they think that bench is the etymology of the word bench is like another word for bank when it's no. That's not what the etymology is.
I never would have put that together. Holy crap.
I mean, it's just like them treating the courthouse like it's a ship or something. So
yeah, also that too.
Flat earthers do the same thing with words, like they mix up the etymology and just try to muddy the waters.
Good.
Oh my God, autistic turtle! I can't help it. I have to read it. She's incapable of keeping a stiff upper lip.
Oh. Go to your room.
Yeah.
Put him in timeout right now.
It's a subscriber. I had to read it.
Damn it.
Oh, do we want to do more? We have Ernie still. We could do.
I have a question for Natalie. Have you seen the Article 4 free inhabitant?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, not her.
The lady that was hiding something in her purse, clearly.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I've seen
With
that.
the fake scream.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She's one of my faves because when she's screaming rape, I'm like, she's definitely got on her. She's got some drugs, guys.
Yeah, and it's such a fake scream. She just goes.
She's getting so much enjoyment out of screaming. It's so ridiculous.
Well, she shrieks, and then she shrieks as if she's in peril, and then goes right back into angry in half a second flat.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's wrong with her? Dramatic.
All right. Do we want more Bears Law, or do we want Ernie?
Let's go to Ernie.
Let's go to Ernie.
All right. I have two. I have Ernie signs a ticket, so he shows you how.
I haven't seen that one in a while, and I like that one.
Okay.
Because he gets real deep into the whole SOVCIT ideology. So I think that's good.
Yeah. I specifically edited that one down so that it wasn't like all the nonsense. It was just him doing it. So, Dave, if you've got that one ready.
Okay. I want to make an amendment to the previous
Oh,
clip.
this guy!
I'm going to do something with this ticket.
Oh,
which
my
is actually
fucking
a
God.
paycheck that has to be signed off. The United States Treasury is the only one that has the proper contract to pay this ticket. But they cannot pay it until they get permission. Okay? Now, I'm not going to grant jurisdiction because you cannot. It was stolen by the Bar Corporation 150 years ago in the course of the Civil War. I've already been to court as high as federal levels, and I have won my name back. My right to contract, not to contract, is not in dispute anymore, even though this would appear to be, thus my charges of treason against him. There is a program afoot that is called A4V, except for value. On camera, I'm going to do this and show you how. What will come of this, I don't know. I have mixed reports of success and failure, but I'm going to try this. Follow along as I actually do it, and remember to do this for yourself. In my own hand, in black ink, which I forgot my red pen, but we'll deal with that, I'm going to write...
Gotta be in red pen, it doesn't work! It won't work without the red pen!
For value...
Oh, he failed.
Which is an instruction
accorded jurisdiction
to the
because he didn't
United
use the red
States
pen.
Treasury to accept this ticket for the value of $285, wherever it's at on here. Right there. The bond is $285. Okay? Now, you flip it over to the obverse side, and at the very top you write payable
Read
to
carefully.
the United States Treasury. All right, you have to forgive my hands. Too many years swinging.
He forgot payable to the order of.
But it's
Right,
I know, right? I mean, if you're going to treat it like it's a check, then you might as well go the whole 9 yards.
It's not a negotiable instrument if it can't be ordered.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
You my point.
So,
Till fraud
what was
in.
this, a ticket of some kind?
It was a speeding ticket, I believe. And
Notice to appear, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that if this seems to have gone by the wayside in the last few years because they just kept going to jail for this.
License suspended.
Yeah, it's like if you have all the magic words and you have them in the right order in the right color ink, then you can miracle your way out of tickets.
Yeah, it's like it's blatantly like wizardry.
Yeah, no, it's magic. It's incantations, alchemy, word magic that they think that is some sort of hidden code that us British Admiralty agents.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
That nobody knows.
Well, now hold on a minute. This is why I'm here.
Yes, look.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, let's be clear. If you have the words in the right order, you have a job as a lawyer, right?
Well,
I mean, isn't this what the entire legal profession is based upon? Unlike engineers and doctors who have to have complex terms to describe what they do, the law can actually be exercised in plain English, but it's not. And lawyers, the entire legal industry is made up of one thing: words.
I mean,
okay.
A lot of my clients would disagree because they're kind of in prison right now. But okay.
Charging instrument didn't have words on it?
Oh, it had a ton of words on it.
Okay, those are the words I'm talking about.
Because that was their actions that got them there.
Yeah, it kind of matters if those words are actually describe something that actually happened or not.
I get that, and I'm not here. I'm not here to say that the legal industry doesn't have a valid industry going on. What I'm saying is these people, they hook on to words like in bank and say that the court's a bank. They hook onto the word person, which there's a lot of discussion that can be had around that. But the deal is when you try to own your name, the name that's on the birth certificate or the driver license and social security card, you didn't create that. How do you own something you didn't create?
Well, I mean, if you want to be real, I didn't create my name. My parents did.
There you go.
Okay.
And it was bequeathed to you.
They gave you. Okay, so let's get into that. The given name is the Christian name. The first two names, the first and middle name. Then the surname is the family name. Those combined are attached for the legal name. That goes onto the birth certificate, which is issued at the same time that a child is issued. The word is issue. That's the real.
Well, I wasn't issued. I was born.
Okay, legally, you're the issue of the loins of.
I was going to say the word issue is an old. Yeah.
If you write a will, are you going to use the word issue on it?
Technically, I wouldn't, but.
So I mean, I'm not trying to make a for or against. I'm just letting you know the inner workings of how the thought processes go.
Well, based on their track record, they're not doing too well.
Here is that a birth certificate isn't for the government to tell me who I am. It's for my parents to tell the government who I am.
Yeah.
It's for me to tell them this is who I am, not the other way around.
Right.
It's an identity, it's issue. So here's the thing, what I'm saying is if you can get the original of something, if you are the original, you're the original. But if you can get a copy of something, that's different from the original. You can't really get an original of a birth certificate. You can get a certified copy. I'm talking about the inner workings of how the thought processes go. And so they want to own the birth certificate and the person created on the birth certificate, which a person just a legal fiction. LLCs are persons, corporations are persons.
You said
human beings are also persons, though.
SOVCITs.
But human beings are also persons. That's also part of the whole argument. They think that a person is only those legal fictions when a person is also a human being.
Okay, so I'm not going to argue for or against that because I'm not in court. I don't have a dog to beat on that one. But the thing is, I'm not. A part of this goes to trauma for me, and we could have a really long discussion on it. I'm not going to argue that a human being is or is not a person. I don't have a dog in that fight. But what the thing is with words, if a human being is a person, those words matter.
Well, I would say if you're approaching any situation from a place of trauma, you're probably not approaching it in the most healthy and rational way.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I agree with a lot of stuff you put out here. A lot of it.
Mhm.
A lot of these people have merely been traumatized because they don't understand the law. They're kind of angry that they have to get a lawyer to represent them at all. And they don't know how to deal with it. So what's the next step? Well, let's find out where the cracks in the system are. So there's one guy
I don't
pumping.
deny that either. I don't deny that a lot of people who buy into sovereign citizen ideology are people who tend to be in a very vulnerable position. Either they are dealing with a bad divorce, they're dealing with a bad child custody situation, they're dealing with a foreclosure, or they're dealing with some serious charges, and they either can't afford competent legal counsel or feel like the local appointed counsel is not doing what they feel like they should be doing. And so they gravitate to sovereign citizen ideology, who think that they can provide them with the solution that they want at a fraction of the cost.
So,
but how?
So, if I may, because I will say that I've met a ton of people who like have a massive distrust of the system. Because I was a lawyer who took appointments for people who couldn't afford to defend themselves, both on felony cases and on appeal. And a lot of people I met, my clients, didn't understand the system at all. And part of my job was to sit down and try to explain what was going on, what was happening, and give them all of the information to actually make a informed choice. I also defended a lot of juveniles charged with delinquencies and try to take, what adults understand as you tell them things and try to change that into language that a 13-year-old is going to understand is a skill that I had to learn and still to this day I'm trying to figure out. But there's a lot of people out there. Yeah, and I agree. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand the system or get very frustrated with the system. But I feel like that's still not a reason to just suddenly declare that, like I don't have to follow any of the laws or anything like that. I know that's not what you're saying. It's just like I feel like these people hit the far extreme of like where confusion kind of stops. I don't know. It's just it feels like
to me it's like if you're mad at lawyers and the legal system because you don't know how it works. That would be like me being mad at a mechanic because I don't know how my car works.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're not talking about me. You're talking about SOVCITs in general, I guess.
I'm talking about just like, okay, if I don't know how my car works and it's broken and I need it fixed, I go to a mechanic. If I want to buy a house and I don't know how real estate works, I go to a realtor. If my body is broken and I don't know how it works, I go to a doctor. If I'm having a legal issue and I don't know how the legal system works, I go to a lawyer. It's pretty much that simple. Now, the legal system can take your freedom away, and I guess that's a little bit different. But I mean, still, you go to the expert. That's just how that works. I mean, some people go to a lesser expert, like I guess some people would hire Artie if they needed a lawyer and couldn't afford a good one. But
that's not good, man. Come on.
I mean, you get what you pay for. Is what I'm saying.
Wow.
There.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna get another beer right now. I'll be right back.
If you don't mind, I'll say this. So, I try not to take it personally when it comes to people trying to kind of make up their own thing when it comes to the law, because you think about it, you have people like, no offense, but Christian Scientists who don't believe in going to the doctor, basically made up their own medicine, which is false, and end up hurting themselves and hurting their family members, and kids die because they don't get vaccines, and so they get diseases that we think have been eradicated. So that's people taking medical expertise and disregarding it. This whole COVID-19 denial thing, you know, disregarding it and just taking things into their own hands. You have people that bust up their cars every single day because they refuse to go to a mechanic. You have people that are audited because they refuse to use an accountant. They just will do their taxes themselves, even though they don't know what they're doing. And now they've committed tax fraud. They don't even know how they got there, right? So it's just like anything that requires an expertise. Some people are just oppositional defiant. Like they just do not want to follow along with the mandates of society. And they don't want anyone telling them what to do, you know? And so I'm not that surprised that people will form their own, you know, fantasy quasi law. You know, that doesn't surprise me. People, like we talked about today, are flat earthers. People completely disregard long settled science because they want to be the experts in something, you know? And not everyone has the access to become, you know, a lawyer. You know, not everyone has the ability to make it through high school with good grades, get into college, pay for college, take the LSAT, get into law school, and then take and pass the bar. Right? It's not an easy thing to do. That's why everyone's not a licensed practicing attorney, right? And so people want access to that. They want access to some form of expertise. And it seems like it should be something that you should be able to read in a book and figure out, or, you know, look up some stuff online and figure out, but it's just not, you know? So I try not to take it personally. You know, I get a lot of people that, I mean, can barely read and write that will tell me, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you know, and that's okay. It just is what it is. It doesn't make a birth certificate any more than just a birth certificate, but you know, there's still a law that underpins everything. And hopefully one day they'll realize that they need some type of expertise.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you just brought up oppositional defiance disorder, because not 2 videos ago, I brought that term up and I said, you know, because the subject of the video, I, you know, as a layperson diagnosed him with that and said, I want to get a psychologist on one of these live streams to watch some of these videos and say, is that some people just any sort of authority, they just, you know, are going to dismiss it. But we can look at the consequences of this in the very next video that I had in the queue, which is Ernie in court after he does this whole thing with the ticket. No. Yeah. David. Oh yeah. You already got it ready. Look at you.
I'm betting I know which one this is, but,
oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I didn't know if it was this one or the other one where he's literally wearing the specialized American flag as like a cape.
I think I saw that one too. He's got several, but this one's pretty good because you could tell it's just a small town court. I mean, the judge is sitting behind a fold-out table.
Natalie's making me tired.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm old. You can't mean it.
So you're probably the youngest person here.
That's it.
We're the same age. We graduated the same year.
When did you guys graduate?
2010.
2010.
Oh, wow. I graduated 07.
I didn't graduate. University or
please no, from law school.
Oh,
yeah.
Please tell. Am I the oldest guy here?
No, yeah. I graduated high school in '94. I joined the Navy in '95. I got my undergrad in 2000.
I'm the oldest here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe a little older.
My God, I feel better now.
Don't count on that, by the way.
Oh, so I will say that apparently, according to about half of my clients, I was also not a real lawyer because I was appointed to them. Because the amount of times I heard, okay, well, I'm going to go hire a real lawyer now. Like, okay, bro.
Damn, dude.
You know they're going to tell you the exact same thing, which is exactly what would happen every time.
Right.
Oh, that's a fun one. My husband gets that because he's a private attorney, but he also sometimes will take panel cases. So those are people that DC will give them that, can't pay for an attorney.
Right.
So they think he's a public defender. He's not. So the same client will be like, well, I'm going to hire a real lawyer, and then turn around and be like, oh, wait, you're a real lawyer. I hire you. I can pay you. And he's like, dude, whatever. I don't even want your money. It's
I thought I already came into here saying that I'm not a legal aid. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch Ernie in court, and we can see
God.
we can see what happens when you sign your accepted for value ticket.
God.
Mr. Chitalga, you're done speaking with the
No,
jury.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
No, sir, you are.
We have miles to go. And if you have me
continue, I will
arrested out
hold
of
you in
this court,
contempt.
I will not be abandoning the field of battle. You're on. I have sinned.
Mr. Avery, can you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sorry, I'm going to have Mr. Avery take you back to the jury room. I'm holding Mr. Chitalga in contempt.
Yeah, I believe this is jury selection.
You sabotage yourself. What is done to you, what is done to me is done to you.
Yeah.
This is a mistrial.
We must stand. We must stand and listen to him.
He's got a no trespassing sign around his neck.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Along with an entire library on his side of the table.
I don't care about
If you address the court in that manner again, I will have you arrested.
So I now find you in contempt. What would you like to plead guilty or not guilty?
Why is it so hard for you to just say?
You are in contempt, Mr. Chitalga.
No,
If you don't be quiet right now, I will have you
contempt of
arrested.
law, Stormy. You're in contempt of law. I'm standing for my
Officer
country's
Hines.
constitution, my country's people. Hands off me, Clint. I'm private property.
If you interfere,
Keep
you're
your
going
hands
to
off of me.
We understand.
Keep your hands off of me. Keep your hands off of me. Keep your hands off of me. Clinton Hines, you are guilty of conducting a military crime of offering order.
I'm an officer.
I like how he knows the
Wow.
sheriff. He knows the sheriff on a first name basis.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, Clinton.
This man.
Yeah. Get off me, Glenn.
And that's resisting arrest.
Leave me alone.
I have never seen him get like that before.
Why has no one been able to tell him what wrongs he's done? Doing me hard.
If he holds on for
Now,
7 seconds,
I
he
don't
gets a
know
gold belt
if
buckle.
I don't know if it's really appropriate for the prosecutor to participate in that, though.
No, I would say
He
not.
shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Jurisdictional issue, Clifton. Stop it. You live here. This is martial law.
This is unconstitutional. Freedom is being stolen.
Over this.
This is slavery. We're being pushed off this land.
I am going to find you.
This is when you need a taser.
Why should I put my hands behind my back?
It's like an MMA fight now.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, wrestling.
So one thing, I guess, just an off question is that I don't even. Is this actually the courtroom? It looks like it's just where they're
Yes,
like.
they
doing
are in the
jury-
middle of nowhere, Montana. I mean,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
what you gotta deal with.
Yeah, it's in I think it's Bozeman, Montana, which I've been to. It's a tiny little place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking, I'm like, man, is this like? 'Cause I'm thinking, is that the room just where they do jury selection, or that's actually the court? Okay.
No, it's the courtroom, airport, hair care, and tire center. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do taxes in the back.
The Bozeman, Montana. I went there when I visited Yellowstone. It's like the biggest town near Yellowstone, but it's still like they have a Walmart. That's about it.
Gotcha.
So, the Mr. I forgot, I didn't catch your name, your other guest. He asked a really good question about basically why the judge didn't hold a show cause hearing for the contempt. And so as you attorneys know, basically this is direct contempt. So when the judge gives you an order in court, usually relating to the decorum of the courtroom, and you don't follow that order, or they tell you to do something, you don't do it, they tell you not to do something and you do it, the judge can say, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'm going to hold you in contempt. They have to tell you, I'm going to hold you in contempt, or I'm going to lock you up, or something to that effect. And then if you persist in doing the bad behavior, then the judge can order you to be arrested right then and there for direct contempt of court. Most times they'll bring you back the next day or in 2 days to see if you'll purge the contempt by behaving yourself. But yeah, that's why there was no show cause hearing, because it wasn't constructive contempt, it was direct contempt.
Yeah, indirect would be the equivalent of not complying with a discovery order or not responding to a subpoena.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the not responding to the subpoena is, as far as I can tell, is the more common reason to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kyle Curtis.
Or you can ask your
I
prosecutor
was
to be
just gonna
held.
say.
What'd you say, Natalie? I'm sorry, I missed that.
No, I'm sorry. I was saying that, or you could ask for the prosecutor on your case to be held in contempt for not providing discovery. That's always.
No, yeah, same thing.
Oh,
yeah.
So
yeah, all parties can be subject to contempt. It's not just like the defense side.
Yeah.
The reason I was asking is because I've seen Judge John Hurley, the guy with David Hall earlier. I've seen him actually go through the show cause steps when he was the guy called it. I think called him a cocksucker or something. I'm not sure.
Oh yes, I remember that one.
And so he's like, can you give me any reason why I shouldn't hold you in contempt right now? And the guy's like, well, no, I don't guess so. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna hold you in contempt. So.
All right.
Oh yeah.
And and that could have just either been him, or it actually could have even just been like state rules, because every state's going to have their own rules on things like that. So, but yeah, that's I have actually not seen that one. I'm very sad about that. I need to go see that now.
Oh, you got to see it.
I've got a new channel member, Tracy Wood, Making Anything Wood, which is oddly a pornographic name, but thank you for being a new channel member. And then Tracy, $5 Canadian. Again, oddly pornographic. I bet she can lick her nose like some cattle. I think she's talking about the.
We're
still on about her. Come on.
Comments this whole time. They're not even.
A camel can also do that. I learned that when I was in the Middle East.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I can't. Oh, another new channel member, 4077 Potter. Thank you for being a new channel member. Cleaning up tonight, Jesus. All right, where were we? Oh, there he is. Still with the wrestling match.
You're going to break my wrist and damage my shoulder. I am an aging fellow with injury. I understand. I'm asking for it. Please put your hand back. When I comply, it will not be because contract is established.
This is not a contract if I put my hands behind my back.
Contract. Let me ask the man that to be able to skate. What's the definition of your stomach? What are you doing wrong? I'm complying under forced absent orders.
Because he asked a question. And he wanted
Apparently,
an answer.
the sheriff didn't see that no trespassing fine.
Your Honor, can I ask a question without getting condemned for it? I just have a question.
You can answer it.
All right. I stand on a solid foundation, being my Constitution and my Bible, which I love. I love my country and I love my freedom.
We will.
And I want to live freely and unencumbered. I want to preserve my Constitution.
What is your question, sir?
My question
I'm waiting for the question.
is, what did Ernie do wrong? What did he do wrong?
He's not following the procedure in this.
What are the procedures to follow? Constitution. Jurisdiction. This court has never answered for one thing. Follow the procedures for selecting the jury. Continue to speak. Continue to put your hands underneath my armpits. Okay? At the very least, the common rules of being civil in a civil society. Can we hold that officer? Remove my materials. All these people here. No, you don't listen. All these people remove my materials. Get my hat, my Constitution.
And he did.
You guys just arrested a man trying to fight for our freedom.
No, I arrested a man who wouldn't be quiet and follow the procedures.
But you didn't establish jurisdiction. Once he challenged your jurisdiction,
Mr.
you
Cherry,
didn't establish it.
Jurisdiction had been established at his first 2 hearings.
We're not talking about
Mr. Cherry was talking about the past.
I was talking about today. He challenged the jurisdiction which can be raised at any level of proceeding.
And it had already been raised in his proceedings twice.
Come forward and pick the book off the floor.
It's been raised and adjudicated. That doesn't mean you can re-raise it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's, at some point, race ipsa or wow. Sometimes race judicata actually like applies, guys. Like,
Yeah. They think that jurisdiction is the get out of jail free card, and that say it the magic word to end the proceedings right away. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. If the court has ruled on jurisdiction, it's over. You'll have to appeal the issue once the case is done. You can't file an interlocutory appeal from a jurisdiction finding. So it is what it is. Move on.
Yeah, there's a guy out there called Mark Stevens, and he has many, many victims out there. Artie has done tons of videos on this guy's adherence, that they just go to court and they do, like you were saying earlier, they turn a simple traffic infraction into 30 days in jail for contempt, because they just will not shut up about jurisdiction, because this charlatan Mark Stevens told them, here's the magic words that you say that get you out of a traffic fine, and it never works. It never a single time I have ever seen it work.
Oh God.
The one time he claims that it worked was eventually overturned based on a mistake by the judge.
Right. It's always some secondary thing. Yeah.
The individual sent a prepared order, right? And the judge thought it was an order dismissing the motion to dismiss on jurisdiction, but it was actually granting a motion to dismiss the entire matter. I just remember because he keeps on touting that, but he doesn't bring up the reversal 3 days later where the judge corrected the mistake, where I thought it was something that it wasn't. And each and every time he tries to tout a victory, it's never on the merits. It's always because the cop didn't show up.
Yeah.
And so he touts it as a win.
I don't want to throw the DA and the judge under the bus, but I have a certified court report of me going through court with a driver's license issue, and I used Mark Stevens in this case, and I hired my own court reporter to go into a district. In North Carolina, district courts are not courts of record, so I hired my own court reporter to go in with me and get it certified on the record. But it's a really interesting case, and I mean, with PTSD, there's so much fear that revolves around it. I don't want to throw the DA and the judge under the bus, because they were actually, it was not a knockdown drag out that they were beat up in, nor was I. It was kind of like a jousting match that went back and forth, and it's really interesting. But in this deal, I went in and shit, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought. Oh my God.
No worries.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
Well, I just wanted to say to the three lawyers on the panel, I hope that if any one of the three of you ever become a judge, I hope your bench doesn't have wheels on it.
Oh, I wanted to say I'm a Mark Stevens fan, but at the same
God.
time, okay, well, I mean, you got me here. I'm obviously I'm not a guy that's fully in line with you, but I'm a Mark Stevens fan. But I'm a Mark Stevens fan because Socratic reasoning has its place in society.
Okay, well, he has victims, many of them. He doesn't have he doesn't help people. He helps them work their way into jail,
into either getting an even greater tax liability and fines that they already had, eventually get them to lose their homes, or get them to lose their case.
Oh God!
I lost my home.
Because God knows how many times I've seen people use this in traffic court and lose, but especially when people who are facing significant tax liability and they try to use a Mark Stevens thing and they lose and lose badly, because not only does the court rule against them, but they slap them with fines for using a frivolous legal tactic, which, as we all know, the IRS does not play around with that.
No, they don't. And I got a super chat from CW I had to. Somebody help me. Niehaus. Niehaus. He says, please have Dave play the Judge Hurley contempt case. I need to hear the whole panel laugh together. Great job tonight, SC. Well, thank you. I think everybody did a great job tonight. I don't know if we have that. If anybody knows of where to find the Judge Hurley contempt case, I could try to find it real fast while y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
I actually did a video featuring it. Hang on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if you could just put it in the internal chat, then Dave can bring it up. And but yeah, this is by far my most successful live stream ever. So I'm glad we came up with this idea. Oh, there we go. Dave, can you grab that? It's good having a lot of people that have been around here and like know where all these things are.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so just to fill some time, I guess I did a whole like video on like why I took the job that why I did the job that I did until I got my government job now. But like, because I always had friends ask me like, how do you represent people who are convicted of murder and whatnot? And I've had a guy who was convicted of 2 counts of aggravated murder for hiring somebody to kill his 17-year-old son and then killing the hitman. And the reason the reason is because it's like this system needs people on both sides. And like something you were saying earlier about the back and forth jousting match, like the system doesn't work if that's not happening. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, you can always come together in agreements. That's great and all, but the system shines. I feel like anyway. I don't know about the rest of you. I feel like the system shines the best when both sides have a strong advocate, and suss the law out.
I agree.
Yeah, that's another sovereign citizen argument. Another Mark Stevens argument is that the judge works for the state and the prosecutor works for the state. Therefore, it's not an
ergo conflict of interest.
Yeah, it's a conflict of interest, but that's not how that works. I mean, it's an adversarial process. It's supposed to be.
If this guy wants to use logic and use the Socratic method, take that to its logical conclusion that it doesn't matter whether or not there's a victim in a crime or not. By his logic, no crime could ever be adjudicated because there is nobody because the entire institutions have a conflict of interest. Doesn't matter if it's a traffic ticket or murder, you can't go forward because the judge works for the state and there's a conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So then what, the murderer gets off?
That's what I brought that up in the there was a really fairly large channel that was a Mark Stevens adherent. I can't remember the name of his channel, but he brought that up that just in traffic tickets, he would say to the judge and the prosecutor, prove that the law applies to me. And I would write in the comment section, I would say, okay, in quotation marks, prove that the law applies to me, and in quotation, then put Ted Bundy. As if he said that, and then the judge be like, you're right, you're free to go, Ted Bundy. Mm-hmm. Like, that doesn't work. Like you said, just take it to its absurd, take it to its logical conclusion. You cannot live in a system like that. You cannot have civil society.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If you tell the judge, prove to me why the law applies to me, aren't you admitting jurisdiction right there by entering into the court and giving the court a directive?
No.
No?
Well, you're doing 2 things. First of all, you're not appropriately raising the issue of jurisdiction, so it's not going to be determined by the judge. Secondly, no. So if you're going to be challenging the jurisdiction of the court, entrance into the courthouse is not thought of as submitting to the court's jurisdiction in a criminal case, but also filing the necessary filings to challenge the court's jurisdiction via motion is thought of as a special appearance. So what you're saying is that I'm specially appearing solely for the purpose of challenging the court's jurisdiction over me. I allege that the court doesn't have jurisdiction over me. Here are the statutes that prove that you don't have jurisdiction. Here's the case sites. Here's the facts, right? Here's my properly filed motion. Most people think that by not putting their foot in the courthouse or not saying something, that they're somehow challenging jurisdiction or not submitting to the jurisdiction, and they're not. The law allows for you to challenge jurisdiction without making a fool of yourself, basically by paying like this hopscotch type of thing.
Agreed.
Outside the well of the courtroom and all that stuff. So no, there's a proper way to challenge jurisdiction. I have never seen, of the videos, sovereign citizen videos I've seen in court, I have never seen them properly challenge jurisdiction yet, right? And it's literally just because they don't know how to. There could very well be a jurisdiction issue. I don't know, did the crime happen outside the county? Something like that. But they have no way of doing it because they're just saying to the judge, prove to me that you have jurisdiction. And then also, it's not the judge's job to prove to the defendant or the plaintiff or the state or anyone that the judge has jurisdiction over the court. It is your job as the movement challenging jurisdiction to prove to the court that they don't have jurisdiction over you, and then the court makes the ruling based on the arguments from both sides. But at the outset of the case, the judge doesn't say, this is how I have jurisdiction over you. Jurisdiction is assumed, and then you have to file a properly cited motion.
Excellent. That's why I wanted to have the three of you here tonight, so that it's not just
Can I say something?
Google searches. You can really fast, but first let me ask, Dave, did you get that link pulled up?
Yes, I did. Yes,
okay. Say what you got to say, Luck, and then we'll watch this contempt hearing. Which
OPT said something. OPT said something about representing murderers and so forth. And that's really the position I'm in. And I know that several people have said something about me wanting to get paid to represent, not actually represent as a lawyer, but advocate for blind justice. And the deal is, I am not in a position to go into business unless I'm engaged. So as an ADA advocate, what I'm doing is going into court and just asking for his rights to be observed as a disabled person, and asking for reasonable modification and helping him walk through that. And with PTSD, there are often triggers that go along with that and so forth. I just wanted to throw that out there. People with disabilities deserve to have equal access as well, and lawyers are not lining up for that. So,
well, and we got three lawyers here, so they can correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't go into court and represent somebody without actually credentials. And as my understanding is, you have zero.
Okay.
Let me ask this. Am I understanding that it doesn't sound like to me what you just explained? And again, I to be fair, this is the first day I've ever met or heard of you before, so I'm trying to just kind of. So it sounds to me like what you're doing is like you're hired on behalf, whatever. You come in on behalf of a person that has a disability or something along those lines, and you're not there representing their legal interests. You're there asking this person needs accommodations.
I'm not there at all presenting legal arguments on their behalf. Right. I'm there to, for instance, if someone's in a divorce, and this is a particular case that I'm referring to. The wife has PTSD. She's a service disabled veteran, and she's in court with a guy who has just narcissistically abused her over the years, and she is afraid of lawyers. So when she goes into court, she doesn't even have the ability to speak correctly without having certain modifications put into place, barriers between her and him. And if I'm there to say, can we ask that he doesn't use that type of language with her, that's not presenting a legal argument on her behalf. That's asking that her mental space for access to executive function be preserved so that she has equal access to court.
Can I just tuck in on this real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. So actually, the ADA and usually the court and there are services that provide attorneys and counselors for people that are in those positions. And usually they know the jargon to use to go into court, but those people never speak to the judge, right? They would be behind the person, maybe talking to them or something like that, or assuring them.
Right.
They're not a licensed attorney. They should not be, even though you're not presenting legal argument, the only people that are allowed to be in the well of the courtroom while the case is active is the client or the plaintiff, defendant, whomever, the client and the attorney. And if you're unrepresented by counsel, you can't have someone there with you, even like a court designated assistance people or whatever, unless it's someone that like has a service animal or an interpreter. But other than that, it's very limited in who can stand in the well of the courtroom with someone. And you could run afoul of being accused of the unauthorized practice of law because that's still advocacy work, So I would be very cautious with that.
Yeah, and this is well trodden ground that you just said exactly what we as lay people have been saying in these cases, that you're tread lightly, luck falkers, because you're on thin ice with the services that you're offering.
I'm not at all in disagreement that this is a hostile work environment. I am under 42 U.S. Code 12203. If you want to write that down, 42 U.S. Code 12203. I'm aiding and encouraging those who are exercising and seeking to enjoy their rights under the ADA. And that's a protected class.
Now, okay, can I ask real quick?
Sure.
How much were you proposing that Blind Justice pay you? And before you answer,
okay,
excuse me.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, before you answer, it's well documented.
Sure. I proposed to Blind Justice, and this is on my video and also the video that was played on Masshole Report of me. I proposed to Blind Justice that we build a pool of $100,000 for things like his bond, his lawyer, legal expenses, and other things. When I'm retained, Dr. Huffer told me to ask for a retainer of $2,500. Okay.
And your credentials are?
Through John Jay College of Criminal Justice. I was trained by Dr. Karen Huffer in how to advocate for litigants with invisible disabilities.
So I looked at 42 USC 12203. Is that what you said?
Correct.
So that doesn't give you the authority to enter into the well of a courtroom and advocate for anyone. It says that.
Thank you.
I haven't said it did.
No person shall discriminate against any individual because such individual has opposed any act or practice made unlawful by this chapter, and it is unlawful to coerce, intimidate, threaten, so forth, an individual in the exercise and enjoyment of any right granted or protected by this chapter. So again, I don't think that you have the authority to even do that. And charging fees, I mean, my goodness, that's really going to put you in jeopardy, because if that case doesn't work out for that person and they're doing things based on your advice, then they can turn around and sue you, and then you can face legal criminal charges for the unauthorized practice of law. I don't see the benefit to that. Now, if you guys want to raise money for this person to hire an attorney, that's completely different. That makes, people have GoFundMes for that all the time. And it's great that you have that type of kind heart where you would want to do something like that. But you yourself providing the advocacy, the advice, and then the person acting on it, it just sounds like it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, because, in its core, I don't feel like, I feel like the goal is the right one. The method may be the problem.
The first thing you do is you ask for reasonable modifications, and you present that you will actually be sitting beside of the person with the disabilities in case they trigger, in case they need a break, in case they have a queue system that you need to be a part of so that you can cue the judge so that a break needs to be taken, etc. And it's not something that you're doing blind to the court, or you're not coming in demanding anything. You're coming in asking for reasonable modification to start with. And so what is being assessed here as something that's coming up as UPL is something that's been asked for under the ADA as an auxiliary aid to the person with invisible. I mean, people with autism and people with Asperger's and PTSD. PTSD is not the only one. It's just the one I have the most familiarity with. And when the dissociation occurs and there are questions being asked in court, this person may need to take a break. They may not even be able to ask for it themselves. So that's what an advocate does. An advocate assists them and aids them and encourages them in exercising and enjoying their rights under the ADA for equal access. That's what's going on.
And the court provides them that.
I was going to say,
no, the court does not provide them that unless they ask.
Well, here's the thing, though. I think that depends on jurisdiction because I guess the reason I'm confused is in our courthouse, we literally have a victim's advocate office that would do all of that, and it's not you have to ask for it first.
Well, okay, so victims advocate. I'm a victims advocate through NCVLI in Portland, Oregon, and so I've been trained as a victims advocate as well. I mean, I've got paperwork.
But what I'm saying is an office, but what I mean is at least in my jurisdiction, and again, I don't know anything about Portland, obviously. We kind of do that already, I guess.
So if somebody has PTSD, how do you accommodate them in your court?
I mean, to be fair, I'm being a staff attorney. I work in basically the basement. If someone had that, I know my judge would bend over backwards to figure out how to.
And they can't unless it's invoked. It's not readily because it's an invisible disability. It's not readily apparent. The key term, readily apparent.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if say had someone come in obviously somebody had to come to you and say, "Hey, I have this." As I said, we've got a whole victim/witness advocate office for that exact same thing, and it's not like you have to go. It's not like the court has to order you into or anything like that. That is literally, at least theoretically, is not an extension of the prosecutor's office, but it's there. I mean, they're the ones who're supposed to guide you there. Say, hey, this is on literally the floor above us. Go to their office. They hook up people with. We have a program in our. It's through the Attorney General's office in Ohio. A victims compensation program where you can, if you've been victimized by, for a crime, you can actually get compensated up front rather than waiting for the guy to possibly be ordered to pay restitution. But yeah, I guess my only confusion, quote unquote, is that we kind of do that already. As I said, as far as the accommodations go, I'm not sure. I know we have my county has a contract with a organization that brings in comfort dogs, for instance. And as much as we've only currently used them for children who are going to testify, it's not limited to them. It's just that's the only ones we've had use them. But anyone could, if they ask for it, and they are told it's available.
Right. So I've got a question before you continue. You said NCVLI. What does that stand for?
National Crime Victim Law Institute.
Okay, what does that have to do with people with PTSD?
That doesn't have anything to do with it. He mentioned victims' rights, so I've taken victims' rights advocacy training. So I'm just letting that know.
So you took a seminar.
It was a paid course for a certification, if that's what you're calling a seminar.
I mean, it's.
Okay, now, in the case of Blind Justice, who you, by your own admission, wanted to raise $100,000, of which $2,500 would be yours. The courthouse that he was at had an ADA coordinator, and he had requested the services of such ADA coordinator. Am I correct? So
generally, I'm going to agree with that.
Well, generally, you don't have to generally because it's all in the court paperwork that's been published.
Okay, what I'm saying is I don't want to discuss anything that has to do with breaching his privacy rights for medical. That's all.
You don't have to breach his medical rights because all the paperwork is. I could probably bring it up right now. Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with several videos on it. Okay, so what was the $2,500 for?
If I'm going to have to travel there to appear, how do I do that? Do I just
why would you have to appear? He had requested the services of the ADA coordinator. The ADA coordinator had been notified of the court proceedings in the paperwork in the response that the judge rendered for his request for accommodations. He copied the ADA coordinator for that courthouse. What was the $2,500 to you for?
Okay, well, I'm telling you, it's so that I can be there and assist him with this. But I'm going to go into that, what you're saying as far as factually, that he requested the modifications. He requested the modifications, and the judge denied a couple of the modifications without saying that it was undue burden or fundamental alteration of the process, which are the prescribed reasons that a judge or anybody else, actually when judges don't usually deal with ADA modifications. There's usually a lawyer that's like a court administrator that's assigned to be the ADA coordinator in a court, and they deal with the modification request. If they have a problem, they bump it up to the judge who handles it administratively, not judicially.
Okay,
and so,
well, finish your sentence.
But when the judge denied him, and I'm not saying that he needs or doesn't need, because I'm not advocating for him right now, but the GoPro camera or how it benefits him. But I believe he does have a right to be heard on whether or not it is a benefit to him and whether or not it breaches the ADA as a fundamental alteration or undue burden. And none of that was.
Well, I see the look on your face now. Let me give you the backstory. Blind Justice, that's his channel name. In my humble opinion, he's vastly overstating his visual impairment, and I can show you many, but it doesn't matter. He wanted to go to court, and his reasonable accommodations was going to be his walking stick, his sunglasses, because he says that light gives him migraines. The judge said fine. He wanted some sort of thing that helped an obstacle avoidance device. The judge said fine. He also wanted a GoPro camera strapped to his chest to record the proceedings, and he wanted an iPhone to record the proceedings. Amongst, I think, a couple of other things. The judge said your obstacle device, because it doesn't record, fine. Your walking stick, fine. I think he was allowed to wear a hat to block the light and sunglasses to block the light. GoPro strapped to your chest to record the proceedings, absolutely not. And your iPhone to record the proceedings, absolutely not. And he had a lawyer, a court-appointed. Well, they say they paid him. Okay, so he had a lawyer with him. Okay. And so he said, the judge said, no, you can't have these things. So he stood outside of the courtroom until he missed his hearing. They came out and arrested him. But he had made these requests. The judge rendered his ruling on it, saying, here's what you can't have, here's what you can't have. He copied the ADA coordinator. So I ask you again, Luck Foyers, what was the $2,500 to you going to make any difference? What were you going to do to modify the judge's ruling after the judge had ruled? And yes, I am openly calling you a charlatan at this point.
Okay. I'm going to ask the judge, what is the reasoning behind your denial of the request?
And the judge is going to say, you don't have standing. Why are you speaking? Get out of my courtroom.
That's an option, I guess.
Am I wrong, three lawyers?
No, that's probably exactly what would happen.
That's not a question. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he might ask, or she
Because
might
at that point, if you're trying to walk in there and ask the judge a question on his behalf, you are effectively trying to advocate on his behalf.
Yeah.
And he's going to ask, are you licensed to practice law? Then what are you doing here? You're
Yeah.
not an attorney.
I'm not going to deny that your approach is factual. If I'm asking a question, trying to get his rights observed for ADA,
you want $2,500 to ask the judge a question.
Oh no, it's not that. It's more than that.
Well, no, you want $2,500 so you can travel over there and then try to ask a question, only for the judge to tell you to go back to the gallery.
Okay. I mean, you're entitled to that. As far as an opinion, I'm telling you.
That's.
I'm sorry. That's
no, go ahead, please.
A picadillo for me. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. Okay.
Yeah.
And people sometimes people that like to deny. I'm sorry. Just give me a moment.
Go ahead. All right.
People that it's no problem. People that like to deny things or operate outside of how things should actually go like to call facts opinions. But what Artie just said is a fact. You do not have standing because you're not a party. You do not have authority because you're not an attorney. So you would be taking this person's money, flying over there, asking the judge to do something he's already ruled he's not going to do, and then potentially facing charges or civil liability that you literally are not going to be able to do the thing that you're going to be getting paid to do. And that is a fact. It's not a question, right?
Yeah.
So the question ultimately becomes, what is your motivation for doing this? Because if this person has an attorney, he can appeal the judge's ruling to not allow him to bring a GoPro, right? And the appellate court can determine that. So that it's not like this judge's order is the final say-so. And what happens, there's a whole entire legal system set up to handle these types of questions. So what would your purpose be other than to extract the money from this person?
Well said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So the hearings that I've been in so far, with someone in a courtroom, those didn't happen.
Did they happen?
No idea. Provide citation.
I have been in hearings with people that have PTSD, sitting with them or even on the phone, and have been part of the process and have been able to signal the judge for a break, have been able to ask questions. So I don't get where you're coming from. But the thing is, anything I do, so you're asking me, is it just to extract money out of somebody? Do I do this for free? Most of the time I do, but for blind justice and to travel and to get involved fully with this, no, I wouldn't do it. So, I mean, I'm not, I haven't taken that as an approach. I'm saying if I was going to get involved with him, I was going to have to be able to travel, able to have means to do this. And it's not any different than what you're doing with your law degree. And I'm doing it with.
Yes.
Hold on. You don't charge a fee?
I don't charge a fee. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an engineer.
I'm saying the lawyers don't charge a fee?
Wow.
They're lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's fine.
To pay for a service, but the problem is you are trying to make an advocate. You're trying to be something that you don't have the authority to do. I think that's the difference.
Okay. So you're saying I don't have the authority to do it. Schrodinger's saying provide sites. Show me where I don't have the authority to do ADA advocacy.
You're not asking. No. You're not asking the question on as a matter of an ADA advocate. You're asking a question. You're asking a legal question to the judge. You're asking the question to reconsider his legal determination.
ADA is administrative. It's not judicial.
Not something as an ADA advocate.
ADA is administrative, not judicial.
You're
right.
asking the
But
judge.
you're going into a criminal proceeding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and orders from the judge on how to rule the courtroom is the legal issue.
In this case, we didn't get to try that out, and we didn't get to see how it played out.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not representing his interest as far as ADA rights.
And that's the one smart decision that blind justice has made.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I have a lot of concerns if, you're walking into these courtrooms and speaking to the judge. I hope that you are telling them that you're an ADA advocate, which I think is something that's a real thing. That's not just something you decide to be. I think that comes with some type of certification. I hope you have that.
I do.
And so again, as Artie was saying, that's just not the same as saying, Judge, will you reconsider your order? So again, what Artie said was facts. It was an opinion. And even though you told us that you have done the same thing in courts before, that's not true. We have to lay that out and make that very clear here. What you have allegedly done before is ADA advocacy. It is not asking a judge to change their orders. There's just a motion to modify an order, which is something that can either be done by the defendant himself or his attorney. And so you're asking for money to do something that you are not authorized to do, and that is the unauthorized practice of law, and that is literally a crime in every state.
Absolutely. Yay! And let's let's we beat up on this guy enough, rightfully so, because as I say, I believe he's a charlatan. Thank you to my new channel member, Apache Driver. Well, let's get on to this contempt hearing. Let's change the subject to something funny.
Sure.
Oh,
Dave,
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Okay, may I see
Judge Hurley again.
Brian Noval?
In jail.
Sir, you were charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, domestic violence battery. The court finds probable cause of their priors on what is this case? Okay, what's that case for? What's the case number? What are they? Got it. So it says he went after somebody with a knife. Apparently, it looks like from the police report he was trying to snort or smoke some. I didn't know. How do you smoke prescription medication? Is that when you grind it up and you put it in a pipe?
I mean,
I think that's it. I think you
not
grind
that I
up
would know anything
oxycodone
about
and
that, but
it says it right here. It said he was trying to smoke his.
I remember my father, and there was no weapon.
All right. Well, whatever. Okay. Based on the facts of the case, going after someone with a knife, court finds there is a danger to the victim. Court's going to set count 1 at $10,000. Count 2, court's going to set that bond at $10,000. Court's going to order he has no direct or indirect contact with Jesus Noval. No direct or indirect contact. Must stay 500 feet away from him at all times. I'm going to order that he's not in possession of any guns, weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Court's also going to revoke his bond on 098502 CF10. You're going to be held no bond, sir, until further order of the court. Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. That's the truth. You're not going anywhere. That's the truth. All right, thanks. All right, Suzanne Walt.
Charge was battery.
Oh, wow, I know, man. But that's the way life is.
Wow.
What did he say?
Oh!
Whoa. Bring him back. Whoa. Bring that guy back. Bring him back. Whoa. Hey, bring that guy back.
That's what you don't want to hear from the judge.
Yeah, I want him back right now. All
Get over here.
Very bad thing.
Fucking scorpion over here.
So what did you just say when you walked away?
I called you a because you're.
Did you? Okay, hold on a second, sir.
Battery charge.
Sir, this court is inclined to hold you in contempt of court, and I want to know from you, give me a reason why I should not hold you in contempt of court.
Wow. I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be, because there's not a reason this should be here.
Okay, sir, I find you in contempt of court for using that type of language with the court you just used, and before I pass sentence on you, I'm going to ask you if you have anything to say before I pass sentence.
I apologize, I was out of line. I'm just upset because this is not what I was charged with yesterday.
Okay,
I
sir.
was charged with a battery.
I accept your apology, and I will sentence you to 60 days in the Broward County Jail. Thank you.
Oh! Wow.
And everybody in the back like, damn.
All right, sir, hold it. Come on back. Come on back, sir.
Sir,
I'm inclined to hold you in contempt of court again. Would you like to tell me why I should not hold you in contempt of court for the last thing you just said?
I asked if you're allowed to do that for me.
All right, sir.
Talk.
I find you in contempt of court for the second time you said that. Do you have anything else you'd like to say in mitigation of the second sentence I'm about to hand down?
I was just asking my attorney if he can do that.
All right, sir, you have nothing. I'm going to send you to another 60 days to run consecutive to the prior 60 days. So now you're up to 120 days in the Broward County Jail. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Nah.
All right, sir, thank you very much. You're done.
I didn't know you could do that.
All right, thank you. All right, I think you should move along. So it's going to be 60 plus 60, okay, to run consecutive. Thank you.
It's not concurrent. It's consecutive.
Yeah, that's
love that.
Wow.
Love that.
My God.
All right. So, are you sure you want to go walking into courtrooms and asking the judge to reconsider?
I don't think I'd want to practice in front of. Jeez, that guy has no he's got takes nothing. I like it, but oh my gosh.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, real. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No.
I'm having real shakes when I hear a judge say that.
Yeah. Get him back here. Get him back here again.
Yeah, that's not something you want to hear as an attorney.
Well, I love that one from Judge Hurley. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but I do always appreciate the another similar situation where this woman kept back talking to the judge, and he kept adding more and more and more and more because she. His thing was you are forbidden from going to this house or everything like it. And she's like, I'm forbidden from going in my own house. Yes, you are.
Yes, I remember that one.
I bet you I do. And he's like, you what?
What?
basically undermining the authority of the court. Or they're like, I bet you I will go back to my house. Essentially, he's like, all right, I'm going to send you to 30 days. And then she's like, fuck you. 60 days. Fuck you. 120 days. Fuck you. 160 days. He kept on adding more and more and more to the freaking contempt.
I have seen that now that you mention it. I do remember that.
I saw that one too. $2 super chat from my newest channel member, Apache Driver, that says he's the Jeremy DeWitt of lawyers. And we'll just all infer. So Jeremy DeWitt, for anybody who doesn't know, is the guy who pretends to be a cop. And Apache Driver says he's the Jeremy DeWitt of lawyers. We can all just guess who that is in reference to.
That's me.
And my newest channel member, Alan C215. Thank you for being my newest
channel member. PSA: Don't try to pretend to be a cop, for God's sakes. Just don't.
Oh, this
I
guy
cannot
has
believe
done it
that
so
he
many
had.
times.
I cannot believe he hadn't already been sentenced to a lengthy term, given how many times he's been arrested for doing this.
Oh, he's also a fake Green Beret. He's a fake paramedic.
Stolen valor. That's
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, there's pictures of him in army uniform. He says multiple times that he was a Green Beret, that he parachuted into Fallujah, which is just absolute nonsense, especially given the fact that he was convicted of child molestation at the age of 18 and did jail time. No, you weren't a Green Beret because you were in jail.
Oh.
Yeah, Jeremy DeWitt, who is about to serve a lengthy sentence.
The audacity.
Yeah, public service announcement. Don't pretend to be things that you're not. All right, maybe we should start wrapping it up on that note.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We're all the way down to 415 viewers. I mean, it's nobody's watching anymore.
Less than 420. I mean, you might
I know.
enough now.
That's awful.
So, I guess are we gonna go do a round table or?
Well, somebody just wrote in the chat, Jeremy DeWitt reminds me of Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911. If Lieutenant Dangle was a fraudster jackhole.
God, jeez.
I don't know if y'all remember Reno 911.
It's been a long time, honestly.
He was the guy that wore the khaki shorts.
Oh, I do.
Oh, God, yes.
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 Yeah. All right, let's go around the room. Luck Fawyers, say what you got to say.
I'm not at all uncomfortable with you throwing out UPL. I mean, it's not the first time I've heard it, and it won't be the last.
Oh, you even know the acronym for it. That's telling.
Sure.
I mean, that's.
I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and let's see what happens. But I mean, the bottom line is, I'm really just
Ted Kaczynski.
said Ted. Come on now. Okay, I don't have any criminal history. I'm not like a guy that's had this lengthy prison stay, and I've got an axe to grind. It's that I felt like I didn't get equal access to being heard, and
take all the time you need.
Great sarcasm, but I'm just doing what I do. So keep doing what you do. I'll see you on the boards, man.
All right, thanks for being here.
Yep.
All right.
Did he leave?
Yes. Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
I'm still here.
No, he's still there.
But I mean, you can feel free to say what you got to say.
I don't think anybody was basing what they were going to say on whether or not you were here.
No.
Who wants to go next? I can just assign somebody. I got the gavel here.
You're the host.
You're the host. Yeah.
I'll hold you all in contempt and fine you $2,500 for me to come represent you as your
under what authority? Under what authority?
You don't know me. I do what I want. Oh, $5 super chat from CW Naya Hollis. It says, and yes, I'm still here, but how about Latina girls from Miami? That says adieu. Oh, yes. Remember the girl?
Yes, I do remember that one, and I love it.
Yeah, that was another great contempt hearing. She gave the judge the middle finger. And he brought her back. Yeah, she was like, adios.
No. Her first thing was a sarcastic adios, and the judge gave her back there. He's like, I'm going to put you in for that snark or revoke your, or, oh, no, he like exasperated her bond as a result of her snarky comment. And then she gave the finger, and then she got contempt for that.
Yeah, and then the next day he brought her back, and she was all in tears and everything, and she apologized, and then he let her go.
Yeah, the judge did reduce her contempt or rescinded her the contempt.
Okay.
Yeah. Gary 1111 said $2,500 to buku.
Oh my God.
That's from anybody that doesn't know. That's from Full Metal Jacket, and my puppies are barking in the background. Too buku means too big. If
Yeah,
anybody's seen the movie, you know what
yeah.
I'm talking about. Racing Girl 911 for $14.99 with no comment, but thanks for the $14.99. That's a lot less than $2,500. But Racing Girl 911 could be my advocate. So for the $14.99. All right. OPT lawyer, what's up? What do you got to say? What do you think about tonight? The festivities that we had here.
So, has someone who has been following, or at least jumped down the rabbit hole of sovereign citizens for like the last, it's been a while. It's been a long time. It's nice to actually be on a show with like other attorneys that are at different stages of this too, and just like actually have nice conversations about what we're seeing. So this was a blast, and it's just thrilled that you invited me. Thanks for having me, and I hope I can talk to all three of you again because this was great.
Yeah, I in my show earlier, I promised my viewers that this was going to be a hell of a lot of fun, but I did not realize the how much of a hell of a lot of fun it was going to be. Artie, what did you think?
I had a lot of fun tonight. It's something that I really enjoyed and something I really wanted to also, emulate on my channel. I've done it a few times, but it's definitely something I wanted to have as like a common occurrence, to have other people who are also knee deep into this, as well as like new people like Natalie as well, to get their initial impressions, because that's actually why I've been doing a lot of recent breakdowns and live streams of some older videos that I've done already, largely because I have a good friend of mine, a good acquaintance of mine, who she's like a former military, former police officer who had never heard of this sort of phenomenon while she was in, and so she was completely like floored, like what the hell is all of this, so it's fun to get that, and it's something I definitely would love to do again. So I really appreciate the invite, and thank you for having me.
Indeed. And Artie and myself and a Marvel Girl and Ragical the Unhallowed Knight have a collaboration that we're working on. We're going to do a little video about Ohio Karen, who's one of the more infamous Karens.
Oh, wait. That's my
DMV,
state, bro.
Ohio DMV Karen.
That's my state, bro.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
We're working on it. It's going to be an expose.
Do we know what city she's in? Sorry.
Complete with that thick Midwestern accent.
Yeah, it's got to be like Northwestern Ohio.
Yeah, she sounds
she
like
refuses to wear a
mask. Minnesota or Michigan than anything else.
Under no circumstances will she wear a mask. Okay, Arts Taker Fraud 666. Do you guys have any thoughts on qualified immunity? Just curious.
Oh, I have a ton of thoughts.
Big topic.
Video.
Yeah, that's a big topic to get in this slate.
That is, definitely something that could have
Kevin
its own
Kingshot, another new member. I'm stacking up some new members tonight, thanks to my esteemed guests. And none of them do I owe more thanks to than Natalie. You have been the superstar here tonight. Your responses to these sovereign citizens that we've grown a little bit of immunity to, just because we've seen all these shenanigans.
Yeah,
see a fresh response to it, and your insights on the law and everything, and it's great. And I hope that you stick around the community for a long time. What do you got to say about the festivities tonight?
Well, first of all, thank you. That was so kind. But secondly, thank you to your audience for welcoming me. Thank you to the other panel members. You guys are so smart and know so much about the sovereign citizen movement that I had no idea was really seriously happening all over the place. It's so interesting to me that there's like this whole subset of people, this whole subculture that has deep dived into this and really committed to it. I just want to say that, the law is accessible, the real law, it is accessible, right? And there are ways to learn it that is not just limited to going to law school and committing to a whole bunch of student loans and things like that. There are real channels to make it more accessible to you. And these guys are actually doing an amazing service by kind of showing you what you shouldn't do. It's teaching you, the law in more layman's terms. So I absolutely love that. And I think that's basically it. Oh, I'll plug my channel real quick. My channel is really kind of old and new at the same time. So my channel is old because back in the day, I used to focus on like girly stuff like hair and makeup and stuff like that, right? And then I started getting into doing reactions and sovereign citizens, and just maybe in the past 4 or 5 videos, I did some new sovereign citizen stuff. And so if you guys would like to see that stuff, I will have more of that going up on my channel shortly, and I look forward to interacting with you guys in the future. Thank you.
Awesome.
I just posted your link in the chat here. I expect if you don't have hundreds of new subscribers by tomorrow, let me know and I will thoroughly dress down my audience. Because there's absolutely no reason.
Yeah, I subbed like about 5 minutes into this panel, so
yeah, I don't remember how I just happened upon your channel one day and I was like, I don't remember this person talking about. I don't remember if it was a sovereign citizen or a First Amendment auditor. And they're a subset of the same type thing. And that was the very first video that I saw. I remember commenting in there and said, "Hey, here's my email address.
Yeah.
Let's do something." And that spawned this great hangout that we just had. For $3.99, Roma said, "Great show. Please post names and channel for guests." Actually, OPT lawyer and Artie, do you have access to the chat where you can put your info in there? Otherwise, I can do it real fast.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can.
And CatNat just put Natalie's channel in again. So, yeah, let's get everybody.
Wait, you're not here to promote charlatans too?
Oh yeah, we can do luck fires for the mere fee of $2,500. So come ask the judge a question and get kicked out of court. Hell, I could do that. I mean, $2,500. I'll ask a judge a question. What is your favorite color? All right, Dave, the voice of God.
Yes.
You've been quiet almost all night, just sitting idly by. I know that you have some thoughts.
Oh, it's amazing the parallels between some of the thinking that goes on in the sovereign citizen mind and the mind of, like, the case that I'm embroiled in. The mind of Kyle. Yes. Yeah, the parallels. Yes. And then you look at the parallels with the Trump trying to pull a wool over the election. And it's like, how much of this is just ego and narcissism for these people? You know? That's what I want to know. Because, like, they have to know they're going to get arrested. That's what they want, like they say. So, you know. They have to know.
Yeah. Well, for a lot of the First Amendment auditors, I think it's like a notch, or a little flag in their cap that, hey, I got arrested, yay, I'm down, I'm one of the real First Amendment auditors because I've been arrested.
It's not really something I'm proud of that I got arrested. Like, okay. Like, I got arrested back in the day for no car insurance. What a dumb thing to be arrested for, right? But I did, so okay.
You should have challenged jurisdiction. You could have got out
Apparently,
of that. Yes. All right. So yeah, we've been at this for 3.5 hours now, and it's flown by, has it not?
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, it has
that was,
actually.
that was a hell of a lot of fun. We should definitely get some more videos and do this again at some point, or when a good news story comes up, you just bring everybody on and talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
dude, I'm very open to doing this again.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't sound like a dum head, with all these people around. So, all right. Somebody in the chat said it's all Admiralty law.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
What a sweet kitty.
I know. He's the actual star of the show on my channel.
Oh, you
Him
so
and Archer. That's all they care about. They're the only reason I get tips.
Nah.
Right. I feel like my cat is the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got puppies that are angry in the background. I think they're like, get off the damn show. Oh, Hank said I never read his super chat. Hank, just post a text of your super chat. I apologize. It's so hard to keep my eyes on the things at once.
So wait a minute. Your channel name is Schrodinger's Cat, and you don't have a cat?
Right.
So many people ask me that. So many people ask me if I actually have a cat, but Schrodinger's cat doesn't mean that you have a cat. I
understand this, but it's the internet. Cat.
Yeah.
Well, does Conspiracy Cats have a cat?
I have no idea, actually.
I don't either. I'm gonna have to ask him next time I was on a panel with him. So Hank, let's hear what you had to say. Actually, there's a way I can scroll back. Let's do this real quick. We're all, we've been here forever. Might as well spend a couple more minutes trying to figure out what this super chat was. Somebody said, I will ship you a rescue cat. I don't think my dachshunds would appreciate that at all. Their dachshunds are not the friendliest dogs to other animals. They're kind of hunters.
That's right. There is one thing I'm just gonna tell you right now. If I end up diving into this whole bear law thing and my brain explodes, I'm charging you for this cat because you brought me on here.
My fee for you charging me is $2,500.
That's fine because my fee is around $7,000. So there you go. I never get the charge.
Well, my fee's $1 million. There you go.
Well, yeah, well, you're God, of course you are.
Yeah. First, you're going to have to talk to my ADA coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay, who is the guy? Hank. Okay, I'm scrolling through the list here. Hank. Okay, I got it. Hank for $5. Do these weasels not realize that their YouTube posts make great evidence for prosecution? That is an actual great point.
No, they don't, and that's the most amazing thing about it.
Oh, and that reminds me of something that I got an email earlier today from a guy who says, I'm just a high school dropout. That's how he prefaced it. And then he asked the most amazing question that it had never even occurred to me. So these sovereign citizens, they get pulled over and they say, I'm traveling, I'm not driving because I'm not engaged in commerce. But then they post the video on YouTube
and monetize it.
It never occurred to me.
I never thought of that either.
Never thought of that.
Wow.
I'm like, I wrote it back and I said, the most brilliant high school dropout in the world. I said, I'm just happened to be on a live stream with 3 lawyers tonight. I've got to remember to ask this question, and I would have forgot it if not for Hank. Thank you, Hank.
I legit never would have even thought of that. That's amazing. Wow.
I was sitting in the airport. I had just landed, and I'm sitting there, waiting for the Uber, and just check my email. I'm like, I wrote him back. I'm like, that's fucking brilliant.
It is. Holy crap!
You're done at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. So whoever that was, hopefully you're watching. He said he was going to be watching. If not, I'm going to email him back and send him a link to this, and we can all tell him how brilliant he was. And with that, I think we should all go sleepy time. What do y'all think?
Yes.
It's only 11:30 here, so I'm good.
I'm
It's 11:30 here. I know you're
I'm ready
11:30.
to pass out.
Party, you're on the East Coast. So.
This is my bedtime, so
yeah, technically it probably should get.
Sounds great, and we'll wake up to a bright, sunny Sunday morning tomorrow. All right.
All right.
I don't have anything else to say. Dave, what do you got?
Nothing else other than goodbye,
All
everyone.
right. Goodbye, everyone.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Good night.